Hmm. Sorry, I thought you guys could hear us. Well, I don't quite look like Ralph Bailey, and I sure hope I don't sound like him, but I am filling in for Ralph today while he is on vacation. You are listening to The Ralph Bailey Show on Kern Radio, 1180 AM, 96.1 FM. You can stream us live at kernradio.com or even watch us live at YouTube. So we've got our own channel on there now. My name is Cassie Bittle, and I will be filling in. Ralph is visiting his mother, Harriet, in LA. It was just recently her birthday and his birthday, so he's going to spend a little bit of quality time. For those that don't know, I've been friends with Ralph for a little bit over, 10 years now, since he was at a different radio station and then came to this glorious radio station, Kern Radio. But we've really, really formed a good friendship through the years. And I'm really thankful for being able to have, not only political conversations, but family conversations and just been able to really depend on him. And one of my favorite memories with Ralph is when he threw his mother a surprise birthday party at Casey's, and I got to bring out the cake for her while she blew him out. So I get to feel like part of his family, and listening to him 5 days a week for 3 hours, I'm sure he feels like you're part of your family as well. Well, just to give you a little information on who I am, my family owns and operates a steakhouse, a restaurant in downtown Bakersfield called Casey's Steakhouse. We've been in Bakersfield since 1939, so quite a few people know who we are and what we do, and I'm glad to be a part of that, but I'm also part of several other organizations here in town. So I just want to start off by saying that anything that we talk about today is my personal opinion and does not reflect on any of the wonderful organizations that I get the privilege to represent. So that's, I guess, the important part that I'm supposed to say. So other than that, I love being an active community member. So I do get to sit on the board for a couple great organizations here. Flood Ministries has always touched my heart. You know, with the homeless issue downtown, it's been really eye-opening to get to see that side of homelessness. Also the NAPD, which is the New Advances for People with Disabilities. Through the years, I've been able to do downtown cleanups and different just fun community events with them, and I'm proud to be part of their board and part of the organization. Also the Downtown Business Association, I get to ride alongside Kathy Butler and all of the fun things that we're always doing in the downtown area. And last, the Bakersfield City Planning Commission. So I can ask questions or answer questions if anybody wants to call in today and has anything to say about what's going on in Bakersfield, but they will be my personal opinions and not a reflection on the city of Bakersfield. I hope that works. So joining me today, I do get to have some guests in studio, and I kind of packed the house so that way I had stuff to continue to talk about. So starting off, I get to bring one of my lovely coworkers. Sammy's going to come on, and she's going to talk about some of the specials that we have there at Casey's and some of her favorite dishes, and then also who she is, because that's one of my favorite parts of Casey's Steakhouse is each of our coworkers and our employees have their own personalities and they have their own ambitions. And not only do we get to work together, but we also get to know each other. So it's really exciting to be able to bring them on as well. Then we will have some of my favorite people. We're going to kind of go all over the place today, kind of like my brain. I've got Sister Anne Marie Maxwell coming on. She works with local churches like St. Vincent de Paul and the Christ the King Church, but she's been on mission in Tijuana for over 20 years working in a men's prison. So it's going to be kind of interesting to get a little of her insight on, you know, some of the issues, social issues that we have in town, but then not in town, but in the world. And then also her insight on here in Bakersfield and why she chose to come back to Bakersfield and call this her home. We're going to have several other guests that I can't wait for you to hear about, but I think this is a perfect opportunity to introduce my first guest, and her name is Samantha Britt. Welcome to the show, Samantha.
Thank you, Cassie. Hi, everyone. My name is Samantha Britt. Everyone knows me at KC as Sammy, though. I am a server over at KC. I get the luxury sometimes of working with both of my sisters. That could be a new experience every single day. It's been an amazing opportunity so far. My first official day working nighttime was February 14th. So you could say that was a great experience right there. I really did learn a lot of things that night. And every single shift I go into, it's like a new experience. And it's like a community at KC, and I enjoy it every day. And it's something new, and it keeps me very busy in my life. And especially since I get to work with people like Missy and Cassie, and I get to meet a bunch of new people and really learn about the community of Bakersfield. So that's always exciting.
One of the things I love about Sammy is her just energy. She's always so excited about anything that's new at the restaurant and what's going on. And she's always getting to know all of the customers. So it's really been a blessing to have energetic, just really happy people to work with. But Sammy's got another side to her too. And that's why I kind of wanted to bring her on today was she's going to school. Do you want to tell them about what you're going to school for?
Yes. So I just got my associates in journalism. I will be completing my schooling at CCB for my bachelor's in journalism. And this is something that I'm going to be working with, like interviewing and talking. So I felt this was a perfect opportunity because I am going to be a journalist. I plan on working for the news, maybe in an amazing company somewhere in Bakersfield or somewhere else. I'll see where life takes me. But this is something that I know is going to help me. And I remember all last semester, I would tell Cassie, like, I'm so stressed about this speaking class. And like, she would just talk my nerves down and help me. So like stuff like this, like it would really help me out. So yeah.
I just love it. So she's going to school for journalism. And one of my favorite things about Casey's is you never know who you're going to meet when you walk in those doors. And that's one of the wonderful things about Bakersfield in general is we have such a diverse community of people and you never know what they're going to do. And having Ralph Bailey sitting at the bar eating his dinner, of course, we're not going to spread any rumors there, but on a nightly basis, it's exciting to know that you have people that you can lean on and ask about their experiences. Ralph's on air 3 hours a day, and she's been going to public speaking classes and telling us about the different speeches that she's been doing. And to see the excitement in the next generation really leaves me hopeful that we're going to be just all right.
Yeah.
Sammy's energy is great, and working in a restaurant is great for somebody that's going to college. It gives you flexible hours. So anybody that's out there that's going to college, I highly recommend that you look into the restaurant industry. It does give you the weekends if you need to do weekends because school's not going on there, and it does give you the ability to not have to work a full-time job and still reach your goals. So Sammy, do you agree that restaurant work is the best?
Definitely. I was a full-time student all last semester in person, and I got to work 5 days a week and make my money and have a perfect semester and graduate. So yeah.
That's so exciting. Now you are starting at Cal State this coming semester?
Yeah, this semester. And I'm pretty sure like August 24th is our first start of the classes. So that's exciting. I'm working for the newspaper for CSUB. So that's going to be very fun.
Very exciting. Well, enough about her. Let's go ahead and talk about the restaurant a little bit. Sammy, do you know what's your favorite dessert at Casey's Steakhouse?
My favorite dessert, of course, is our Butterfinger ice cream pie. Anytime I'm serving you and you ask me about desserts, I'm going to flaunt the Butterfinger ice cream pie. It is amazing. It is my favorite thing. And David, our dishwasher, makes it. He's amazing and I love him. And so every time he makes it, I literally just applaud him like, David, that is so amazing. So yeah, that is my favorite thing.
How about your favorite dish?
My favorite dish has to be, of course, a filet mignon. I love an amazing steak, but specifically our blackened chicken with beurre blanc sauce. Oh my gosh, that is like the best thing I can recommend to anyone. It is amazing. And I thank Melinda for that.
Now, I'm not trying to give her away, but anybody that's going to be looking for a marketing girl here, coming quick. She definitely knows how to do that.
Yes, definitely.
I know didn't get a chance to talk to Sammy about it, but I do want to inform everybody that Chef made a great special for this weekend. So our dessert special is going to be a banana Foster bread pudding. So Chris, I think you remember back at the Mac and Cheese Fest, we did the banana Foster mac and cheese. Little bit weird, but interesting, right? I think so too. But we've taken that banana Foster topping that we put on our mac and cheese for anybody that was at the Mac and Cheese Fest, and we've put it on top of Chef Jesse's famous bread pudding. They put a scoop of vanilla ice cream and top that with a caramel sauce. So if you've got a sweet tooth and you're looking for something to do, Sammy's working tonight. Sammy, what time do we open for dinner?
Alrighty, we're going to be open for dinner at 4 p.m. and I will be there. So guys, you have to come in and try our new dessert.
And what time does the live music start?
Our live music will start at 6:30.
6:30. We got Jimmy Gaines playing tonight. So if you're looking for something to do, Sammy and her sisters will be working. So if you want to come and harass them a little bit, they will be there tonight. We serve dinner until 10 o'clock and the bar does stay open until about 11.
Yes, so if you want to see the three Brit girls come into KC tonight.
Well, Sammy, thank you so much for coming and telling us about Casey's and your life. And I hope that you'll be able to come on and talk to Ralph a few more times through your college career.
Of course, thank you.
Go on a quick break and we'll be back here shortly. Wonderful job, girl.
Okay.
See, you'll be a news girl no time at all.
I was a little stressed. I was trying not to tell myself that. Though.
Oh, no, you did good.
Yeah,
you were so smooth.
Okay,
well done. Good job.
All right, Cassie.
Thank you. I'll see you working a little bit.
1180 KERN.
Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. You are listening to Kern Radio, 1180 AM, 96.1 FM, or you can stream us live on kernradio.com. Or if you want to watch us, you can watch us on YouTube now. So welcome back. My name is Cassie Bittle, and I will be filling in for Ralph while he is on a short vacation. I have had the privilege of bringing on some of my favorite people today, and we got to start off the first little 15 minutes there with one of my coworkers, Samantha Britt. And one thing I forgot to mention why she was here is her 21st birthday is coming up here on the 12th. So wanted to wish her a happy birthday. And if anybody wants to come in, buy her some birthday shots or say hello, she'll be working the day shift before starting off her 21st birthday. Do you remember those days, Chris?
I do. I got to go spend mine in Vegas with my dad, but
Okay, so that's what we're doing. Our good
Really?
friend Doug, actually, Ralph has stayed in his condo before, so we got the girls the condo down in Vegas, so they're going to be heading out that next
Nice,
weekend.
good
I
choice.
know they deserve it. They've worked really hard this year. But if I'm honest, I don't think I'd go back to 21. I don't even
No?
think I'd know. You would?
I mean, if I got to know what I know now, absolutely I'd go back to 21.
Oh, if only that was part of the
Right, if that-
game.
if only that was part of it, right.
To have the wisdom I have now, I think I've heard my grandpa say that a few times. So we might be showing our age a little bit.
Well, I mean, with age comes wisdom, though, Cassie. That's the
Mhm.
whole point.
I guess. Well, some of the other guests that we've got coming on this afternoon, I've got the agriculture teacher from Highland High School, Miss Hawkinsworth. I'm always wanting to say that wrong. She's going to be coming on with one of her students to talk about the FFA program. And today, I'll be honest, I was all discombobulated even coming in here, and I'm kind of excited to have an ag program coming on here because one of the issues that Kern County is facing is a need for veterinarians. And any callers or listeners out there that have been facing those issues as well, we need to encourage our youth to get into those types of fields. We need more veterinarians, we need more groomers, we need more vet techs. Just to be able to get dogs spayed and neutered in any town in the United States, to be honest, is very difficult. And that's one of the number one things that we're hearing from even our city leaders and our county leaders is that we need more services here in Kern County. So if we can really encourage our youth to strive high and become a veterinarian, it's maybe not such a sought after career, but it is definitely needed because I think most families have a loving pet at home and it's definitely hard to be able to get in. And so today, I had another stray animal come up, and just being able to try to find help in a desperate situation was very difficult. So I think that's going to be something that I'm going to force our coworkers, and it won't be hard to force my mother because she's the one that forces me to stop for all the dogs, and it's just instilled in me now to always stop for the
Yes,
dog.
it's Mother's fault. She's the one
It
that
is.
did
It
all
is.
of this.
That's why she's the only one that doesn't yell at me when we show up with another dog. I'm going to be completely honest. They've got 9 dogs out at their house, which most of them are strays or have come up on the property. I have 3 at my house that, I think there's city ordinances. You're only allowed to have so many. So there is definitely a need for adoption. There's a need for fostering. There's a need for donations to our local rescues here in town. SOS Dog Rescue has been a fighter here in Kern County, really pushing the need for spay and neutering of our pets. And I'm really proud to call them a friend and hopefully be working with them in the next couple months to see what we can do to really get more here to Kern County to be able to service our community. Because I don't think it's really that people, I know actually, let's be frank, I know that it's not that our community doesn't love our dogs or doesn't want to make sure that this problem is solved. I know nobody wants to hear the numbers that we hear out on the news of how many have to be euthanized on a monthly basis. It's a very, very scary thing. So if you have time, if you have the money in any way, donating your time to our local animal shelters, just going in and being able to give attention to those dogs that maybe have been in there for a long time or maybe need the attention. So that way, when the people looking to adopt come in, they're socialized. So if you're looking for something to do with your children, I'm not really sure on the age range on that, but I think it's 16 and older. You can go in, help change bedding, take dogs for a walk. They even give doggy outing days where you can go and you can take a dog for an afternoon where they can just go to the dog park or they can get out and feel normal and feel like they're going to be in a loving home soon. So if any of our listeners out there have the time or have anybody in their family, maybe they can recommend getting down there. Kern County Animal Services, they really are great people with a huge heart, and they've got a lot on their plate. So anybody that's got the time to get over there, I highly, highly encourage that you do that. So if I've got any listeners out there today that have any comments on any of these topics, if you've got your own opinion on what's going on, we'd love to hear from you. I know we do take text messages and we do take phone calls at 842-KERN. What are those numbers, Chris?
5376.
5376. So 842-5376. If you want to give us a ring or a text, we will be here for the next 2.5 hours. It still amazes me that Ralph is able to sit here for that long.
See, but you sat through JR's for an hour and you sat there and said, see, I could go 3 hours. I could do this.
I know, but I'm like Goldilocks. 3 hours is a little too long. 1 hour isn't quite enough. If you could put me right there in the middle, the sweet spot too, then.
Wow, you got plenty of great guests coming up that are going to be fantastic to talk to.
Good point. So let's go ahead and talk about a few of those. Coming up on deck next will be the ag teacher and student. And then we also have Lottie Daw. She is a local artist here in town that sings at the Stockyard every Saturday night, but she's also known around at other restaurants and other venues. So she's going to come on and talk about the different places that she's playing, not only this week, but in coming months. And she's even going to play us a song. So I'm really, really excited to be able to have her on here. Not only is she a wonderful artist, but she's got a huge heart and a good soul. So I'm really excited for people to get to know Lottie. We've also got, like I said, Sister Anne Marie Maxwell coming on. She's a nun from here in Bakersfield, and she's been on mission for quite a few years, and she's come back to Bakersfield, and she's got quite the itinerary and things that she's going to be doing while she's here in Bakersfield. We've also got Haley Miner coming on to talk about the Stockyard. We've got Traco Matthews coming on to talk about a leadership conference that's going to be going on this week here in Bakersfield. And then we also have the other chef, Danny from F Street from Slice of Italy, is going to be coming on at the last hour there to bring everybody in the office some nice pizza pies.
Ooh, right at the end too, where no one's going to be here except the people who actually deserve it. So we're good.
Isn't that fun? It's weird how I planned that out. Huh?
Perfect timing.
JR thinks he's going to skate out, doesn't even stay in here for just a little bit and then get some pizza.
Oh, he's still here if he decides to stay until that long.
Well, I'm really excited to have all my guests on. I know that we need to take one more short break before we have the.
Yes, but you got a couple minutes before we.
Oh, all right. Well, then I can talk about a few of the events that are going to be going on in Bakersfield. One of my favorite things is the farmers markets that we have here in town. So if you're looking for a nice Saturday or Sunday outing, we have quite a few farmers markets here in Bakersfield. We have one on Saturday at the F Street Farmers Market. It's located right behind In Your Wildest Dreams on F Street, which is, in my opinion, the best street in Bakersfield. But that's also the oldest farmers market in town. I remember my mother bringing me to that at 11, 12 years old and being able to pick out different stuff before we headed home from the restaurant. So that one holds a special place in my heart. We also have one at the Kaiser Permanente building on Sundays, and that one is near Hagen Oaks on Ming Avenue. They've got all kinds of wonderful food vendors. They've got lots of produce. You've got Rio Bravo farms. They have their olive oil, all kinds of different meat. They've got all kinds of different things. So if you're looking for a local, healthy way to find foods, there's several here in town. And then I also know that Rio Bravo Country Club has been having once a month farmers markets as well. So several places here in town, if you're looking to get out, get a little exercise, and maybe fill your refrigerator with some local produce, it'll give you an opportunity to try something different as well. Then need a little quick drink of water. Sorry about that. So we've got World Records. That's also on F Street. They're located at 2815 F Street. They are a concert hall. So they've got a record store that's been on the top for 43 years, and down below they've got a concert hall. And coming up on September 13, the Friends of the Casey Animal Shelters Foundation is going to be presenting Comedy for a Cause. So their doors are going to open up at 6 and the show starts at 7:30. So it's a perfect opportunity to check out one of our downtown local restaurants before going down and helping a really, really important cause. Like I said today, it affected me, and I know the need for our community to get that out there and support those that are making a difference. So if you've got a chance, September 13th, World Records, they're going to be having Comedy for a Cause. We're going to have to take a quick break. My name is Cassie Bittle, and you're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show.
This is my pizza.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. You just leave me. Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. You're listening to Kern Radio, 1180 AM, 96.1 FM, or you can stream us live at kernradio.com. My name is Cassie Bittle, and I'll be filling in for Ralph while he's on his short vacation. But don't worry, he'll be back next week. Now I get to bring on my second guest, and actually two guests, and I'm very, very excited about this interview because this is a project that I hold near and dear to my heart. And I get so excited every time fair time comes around and I get to see the blue jackets and the green ties coming in and just the look of pride on the kids' faces. So joining me today, I have Mrs. Hawkingsworth.
Hawksworth.
Hawksworth. I'm going to
Yes.
get that wrong every single
okay.
time. And her student Diego, and they're from Foothill High School's FFA program. So welcome to the show, Diego. You were just telling me what year of high school are you in?
I'm a senior right now.
Senior year.
Yes.
So this is your final year.
Yeah.
And Mrs. I'm going to call you Sierra because it's a
That's
little
totally
easier
fine.
for me.
That'll work a lot better.
Sierra, what year is this for you working at Foothill High School?
We're going into year 8, so I'm super excited.
Very nice. And for those out there that don't know what the FFA program is, that's the Future Farmers of America, which you would assume that means nothing but row crops and animals. But just like Diego and I were talking on the break, he's got higher aspirations once he exits high school. So Diego, do you want to talk a little bit of what you plan on doing once you graduate?
Yeah, so once I graduate from high school, I plan on going to a university and majoring in agriculture engineering.
There's so much more to ag than just planting and seeding. There's the mechanics that go into it, and that's why oil and gas and everything else is so important when we're talking about agriculture as a whole. These students in the 4 years that they're part of the program get the honor of learning not only the ag side of it, but also the engineering and science and everything that goes with it. So what's your favorite part of being part of the FFA program?
For me, my favorite part of being in the FFA program would have to be all of the connections and interactions that I am able to make with members across the state. You know, we live in a time where it isn't really very common for people of any age really to interact in public that much. You know, we live somewhere where it's pretty awkward even to just talk to somebody that's standing next to you in the grocery line. But I think my favorite part of FFA has really just been being in an organization where all of the members just absolutely love making connections and interacting with other people across the state.
Isn't that amazing? Just right there is a perfect example of why I preach that the FFA is the most important program to get your kids part of. His first thing said was networking. And as a business owner, I can tell you, if someone would have taught me that in my first 5 years, or if I would have just remembered what my ag teacher taught me back in high school, it would have made life a lot easier. But as I've grown in business, that has been my number one asset, is the hands you shake, the faces that you get to know, and those relationships that you build. So I'm very proud to hear you say that. That's absolutely amazing. Now, do you show any projects or do you show at the fair?
Yes, I do. I have been showing market lambs this is my 3rd year, and I have 2 lambs this year. I'm showing a market lamb and as well as a breeding ewe.
Now, on the market lamb, what breed is your market lamb?
A crossbred.
Cross. And
Yes.
do you know what kind of class or what weight bracket you're going to be in?
Right now he weighs about 115 pounds, so probably around fair, maybe 130, 135.
Now, when these students get these projects, they get them from a small baby, and then they have to learn feeding programs. They learn how to do balance sheets to know exactly how much this animal costs them from start to finish. So that type of asset, that kind of financial experience is not something that you get, sorry for those people that love it, but football or any of these other sports. So I absolutely love that you're part of the agriculture, the livestock program. Have you shown lambs the entire time, or have you shown any other animals?
Yes, it's been lambs the entire time.
Same here. I didn't show anything else. My brother dabbled in the steers, and that was way too much money. I knew where the profit was. You stick with the lambs, which is funny. I've been seeing a lot more turkeys now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's become really big in the sense of it's just an easy project for kids, right? Like our programs have a lot of students who don't have access to property to be able to keep animals in the right facility. And, school farms are only so big. So turkeys are really easy. And they're kind of fun because they're bigger and it's not just a chicken in the backyard, and they're getting money for it because people actually want to purchase those at fair. That's a good dinner in the oven, right?
Yeah, it's perfect timing for Thanksgiving when you really think about it. You can go down to the local livestock auction. Now, I know that's the last weekend of the fair. The fair this year starts September 17th.
I believe so. It's that Wednesday.
Let's see, I wrote this down. So the Kern County Fair starts September 17th and goes through the 28th. So all of these projects throughout town, the kids raise them up and then they bring them into the fair. They stay 1 week there at the fair. Is that about the time?
Yeah, about that. About a week and a half.
And they do everything from market classes where they show how well they were able to keep the lamb in shape. Did they pick the right lamb when they went to the breeder to look for those certain qualities that the judges might learn? They learned showmanship. So what part of showing would you say is your favorite?
I think the part for me, my favorite part would definitely have to be showmanship. I think as I've worked with lambs for about 3 years, I feel like what I like about it the most is that it's a little different every year. Although you do pick up things every year, by this year has definitely, I feel the most experience and I feel like I know what I am doing. However, even with the 2 lambs that I have, the things that I have to focus on are different every single time.
I love that. Now, at the fair, I think there's lambs, pigs, steers, goats, turkeys, chickens, horses. Is that all?
Yes.
See?
Yes.
So there's 7 major areas. And if you're looking to do a donation, it's perfect time to get down there and see what children, and I believe, is this still online? Can you look up different kids online and see what animals and projects they have?
Yes, so there are links on the Kern County Fair website, and so when they go in, they're by lot number. And if kiddos are on top of it, they have a picture with their project so that everybody can see who they're donating to, and they can just donate money that way, or they can show up to auctions. Auctions start Thursday night. I believe that's like the 26th or something like that, and they run Thursday, Friday, and Saturday if they want to actually purchase livestock or animals.
That's so cool. So my mom is very old school. She doesn't like any of the online stuff. So when the pandemic hit, it almost rocked her world when they went online and doing all of that. So we are those people that still show up to the auction, and we like to do it that way. So if you're old school like us and you want to be part of the mix, it is a lot of fun to go to the livestock auctions. They have hooting and hollering going on as the auctioneer. You can raise your bidder number and you can really be part of the excitement. And since we were talking about engineering, one of the things that I've noticed in recent years is they're actually selling the ag mechanics items as well. I found that to be very interesting.
It's gotten really big. We've had some individuals that are at high schools who have tried to push shop teachers that are like, we need to pull them from Harvest Hall and kind of incorporate them into the auction side of things. And they're making really cool, things from bars to benches to swings. And you just get to see those kids and the ingenuity behind it and how hard they're working. We had a lot of students who went to the California Youth Ag Expo, and they have mechanics projects that will end up at Kern County Fair for them to auction off and be able to bid on. So it's really cool. And it's the night of cattle. So they've backed it up together.
That's neat. And when I went to that auction for the cattle, I saw, some of our major players in construction there as well. I saw Gwynn Construction. I saw Birch Toll, I think it's Birch Toll. They were there and they were actually buying these kids' projects, really encouraging our youth to strive to stay in these type of fields. And with AI and everything that's coming about, the trades, things that you do with your hands, those type of things are what are going to be sought after. So the FFA, once again, is a great program. If you have a child in your life or a high schooler, if they're younger than high school age, the 4-H project is where you get them started. And you can even start as young as 7 and 8 years old doing the Clover Buds project. So like Sierra said, you don't have to own land. You don't have to have the space to have an animal. You can still participate in so many different ways. So if you're looking for information, you can Google it or you can reach out to some of your local advisors here. There's plenty. Now, Sierra was telling me that she's been around for 8 years. Sierra, what would be your favorite part of the FFA program?
Oh gosh, I think that's hard because looking at it from an ag teacher's point of view, we get these kids as freshmen. And then I have a senior sitting next to me that when I met him as a freshman, I saw him in class and he was in a football jersey and he was, I'm a jock and I'm going to do this and I'm going to get straight A's and that's my focus. And now I have a kid sitting next to me who can sit and give an entire prepared speech that's 6 to 8 minutes in length on water and how we use it in California. And he's a regional officer who serves over 25,000 members in our area. And he's just super well spoken. And I think my favorite part, I love the pigs. I love, there's little things, everything in between, but it's watching a kid grow and understanding that we get to play one of the biggest roles and taking them from the 14-year-old who walks into our room into the 18-year-old adult who walked across stage with a diploma and who's ready to go into college, the workforce, work with their hands, anything in between, because we prepared them for it.
I love that. So kind of funny. My ag teacher from when I was in high school 20 something years ago is still on speed dial to this day. Anytime I have to give a speech in front of city council or I'm going before the board of supervisors, she's still my first person that I send my speech over to. And she sends me the corrections. Cassie, you still did this wrong. Why are you still doing this? So I thank Miss Linda McFeeters for still answering my phone calls 20 years later.
That woman, I love her. I actually had her in high school when I was at Frontier. She coached me, and that ag teachers just, they play a different role. Like there are times where my kids, like I'm a second mom or, you know, a second dad or somebody they look up to, and I still get phone calls, and I'm only 8 years in, and I still get graduates who call and need help. And so it's really shaping lives.
Oh, it is. It builds a family and it teaches them how important community is. So you're a regional officer, Diego?
Yes.
What other awards or what other things do you have with the FFA? I got to know.
Well, recently at the California Youth Ag Expo, I did win the Prepared Public Speaking Senior Division. So I was able to get a scholarship from that as well.
Oh, wow. Now, if I remember correctly, prepared speech is where they give you a topic and no,
So-
you already prepared it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got to choose. He came to me and was like, I want to do a speech as a sophomore. I said, cool, find something unique in the agriculture industry. And so he likes to talk about atmospheric water generators, huh?
Yep. Atmospheric water generators.
Well, go ahead and let me know a little bit about what that is because I have no idea.
So basically, atmospheric water generators use actually pretty modern technology. With it works similar to the coils of an air conditioning unit. So it extracts water vapor through fans, and this air that is chilled by when it hits panels inside of this technology that are cooled by either a liquid glycol solution or just chilled water, and this creates condensation. Eventually you are able to produce enough water. Water, depending on the size of the model of this atmospheric water generator, can produce from 5,000 gallons to 48 million gallons per day.
And he's a senior in high school. I'm just now figuring out that if the food goes into your stomach and then into your bloodstream, and you just explained to me something that I can't even repeat. So, Diego, you are definitely a rising star in Bakersfield, and you should be really proud of your accomplishments. Definitely. Do you have any advice for anybody that may be looking to get into FFA?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you are coming into high school or even in high school right now, it really isn't too late. We've had seniors that just decide to get involved their senior year, and it is never something that they regret. I mean, the FFA, I've been involved in many things in high school. I've been a 3-sport athlete. I've been involved in multiple clubs, ASB, and I think that FFA just has given me the best experience, and that I have been able to take away the most valuable lessons from my time in FFA. So I would definitely advise anybody who has the opportunity to get involved in FFA.
I love that. Yeah, yes. See. So any parents out there, if you want your children to learn to speak and look people in their eyes when they talk, that is the perfect organization. And as a business owner, I've had the privilege now of sitting on the other side of the children coming in for the sponsorships. And when they come in, they've got their blue jackets, their plants are pressed, their smile is bright, and they look you in the eye when they talk to you about their project. You get some that come in for different sponsorships, volleyball, those type of things, and they just don't learn quite what these kids do. So I'm very, very proud to be a sponsor of the FFA and 4-H, and I'm so glad to see that it's still continuing strong. Now, from what I understand, the California FFA is still the largest in the nation, correct?
Yeah, we are. We just actually, I think it was last year that we went over 100,000 members in the state. And so I think we're sitting at like 101 or 102,000 members in California, but nationwide, we are the largest youth organization, and it's student led. I think that's the one thing that a lot of people forget. Like, I'm not making decisions as an advisor. I'm just saying, we can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try again. What do we want to brainstorm? And so, you have student leaders who are sitting here and like, he's a regional officer, he's on a team of 11, and he's making decisions for 26,000 members in our state. Right. And so, but it's student led and it's by student choice. And that's what makes the kid who can look you in the eye, shake their hand, and ask you questions or carry a conversation. And it's not awkward and it's not one word responses.
Learning self-governance. It's not like Lord of the Flies where they're there to eat each other and try to figure out survival. They've got advisors that are there every step of the way, teaching things that normal adults don't know, like Robert's Rules of Order and parliamentary procedure. It's crazy.
You're speaking my language.
And and when I was in 4-H, I didn't realize how important that was to know each of those positions. But then becoming a business owner, then you understand that corporations have those same titles. And then you learn when you get into government that certain commissions or boards that you get on also function the same way. And when I got onto the planning commission, I was very nervous because I felt like I was a fish out of water amongst all of these developers and very, very smart people that I have the honor to sit with. But it was my knowledge of Robert's Rules of Order and parliamentary procedure that gave me confidence. I was like, wait a minute, I know how to do this.
It's familiar, right?
Uh-huh.
And we were at Foothill at Parley. If it wasn't watching kids grow, I love coaching Parley Pro because I'm asking 14 and 15-year-olds to think logically and use parliamentary procedure and Robert's Rules of Order. He actually is our chairman for our advanced team. He's done it for 3 years, but it's so important. And some of those things are overlooked. Like Julie Beechner asked my novice team to demonstrate around to the Kern County Board of Education just so they understood and kind of got to see what it was, because that is things that we don't think about teaching them that they're going to use.
Oh,
and
yes.
you wouldn't think twice that you would have used it in your business, yet you went, I learned that in FFA.
I knew exactly what that was, and we know how to use it. And I think when people do the parliamentary procedure, they actually have little mini arguments.
Yes.
So it actually teaches them how to have a conversation and not have to raise your voice and not repeat one another. So when you get into some of these council meetings, you'll hear people get up to the dais and they will repeat what the first speaker said. That is something that they've learned. So if we could get more kids, do you know what our political system would be like if we could have a next generation of understanding how to have a decent conversation?
And it's crazy because like we're asking them to do that in 11 minutes and think logically and critically and have no idea what they're talking about prior to doing that. And so I think understanding how to have those conversations and form logical thoughts that are supported through some sort of factual knowledge or logistical understanding, right, is hard. And there are very few kids who do it because that contest is very intimidating, right? But you're going to have students like him who come out and understand what that's like, or understand what it's like to be the chairman and what's right and what's wrong and what's not in order, and how do we realistically do that and make amendments or pass motions and get things done, right? And that's hard.
Cool. And I don't think there's any other organization that I know of, maybe other than ASB, that does that. So that's just another avenue that you're getting a hand up from others.
Yeah.
Now, agriculture, sales, and marketing. Do you guys compete in that?
Yes, I am competing in the agriculture sales. This is going to be my 3rd year in the ag sales competition.
Awesome. Now, back in 2004, I was the state champion with a few girls under Linda McFeeters, and we got to go back to national convention and represent the state of California, and we took 2nd in the nation on that. And it was a big joke between Miss McFeeters and I teaching over at Frontier, because she had an amazing class, and in 2020, they weren't able to go back and compete, and so
sad.
her son was on that team, and he didn't get to beat me.
I love
So,
that for you.
I still hold a little bit of a grudge for that, but agriculture, sales, and marketing really teaches students, how to pick a product, how to find out the information that they need to be able to sell it, how to cold call, how to address customer complaints. I mean, there is so much that in a business is wrapped around that. So to hear that you have done parliamentary procedure, you've prepared speech, and you've done agriculture, sales, and marketing, Diego, you are set up for success. I can promise you that. Definitely. So be very proud of all of your accomplishments, and definitely you as well, Sierra. I mean, it takes a lot to be an ag teacher. You are a second parent, a lot of these students.
It's a lot. And we don't do it for the pay. We do it because we love what we do. And we love, I had an advisor at Fresno State look at me and tell me, you love kids and you love critters. I don't know why you're not an ag teacher, because I was a pre-vet major and I wanted to be a large animal vet and I wanted to do all that. And then someone I looked up to was like, nope, that's not what your calling is. And so it's what they do and how they come out of our program they're just different kids, and they're better for it, regardless of if they are as involved as he is, or if they come to regular chapter meetings and still get exposed to, we're using parliamentary procedure. How do we pass a budget for the year? What does that budget look like? They're just better off. And so, I'm exhausted, and I'm contracted for 180 days, but we work 300, right?
I was going to say it never ends.
It never ends, but we love it, and it's definitely worth the gray hairs that we get from children sometimes,
Oh, yes. Well, we definitely appreciate all the hard work that you're doing. With that, you were just talking about wanting to be a vet major. We were talking before you came on. I really, really encourage the public that if you have any children that are looking to be a veterinarian, we have such a shortage in veterinarians here in town, and even these kids with their projects. Veterinarians are such a vital asset to this community. So if you've got any kids out there that are looking for a career, make sure you're pushing them to be a vet. Sierra, Diego, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. We've got to head out for a quick break, and hopefully we'll be seeing you in the newspapers, Diego.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great job.
News Talk 96.1 and AM.
And get 10% off your purchase.
On the
Call
band.
A1 Battery today, 589-1433 for the location nearest you, or visit online at
Sierra brought me a
a1batterycompany.com.
Got a lot
A1
of
Battery,
shoes.
powering your world, one battery at a time.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. My name is Cassie Bittle, and I am filling in for Ralph while he is on a short vacation. We've only got a few minutes here because I obviously don't know how to take breaks properly. We got to go on a hard break here at the 4 o'clock hour. Chris didn't yell at me, I promise. I'm not a beat puppy. Well, I just wanted to thank once again the FFA advisors here in Kern County and all over California. It is really, really excited to know that we have the largest FFA program in the entire nation. You think of those Bible Belt states, you think of Texas, Arkansas, and you would think they would have a little bit more, but no, California, even though we are this Los Angeles and San Francisco, we are agriculture. And here in the Central Valley, we are able to produce over, I think, 61 different commodities at any given time of the year. So the fact that our youth recognizes that and want to be part of that really gives me a lot of inspiration for California and where our future is headed. So even though the news headlines and all of the people that are running away from the state swear that it's ruined, I promise you, the next generation is coming up. So if you get an opportunity, support one of the FFA programs or get over to the Kern County Fair and check out those projects and give those kids a congratulations because they are really doing a good job. And I'm really proud to even be part of that. So we're going to go on a hard break. I am Cassie Bittle, and you are listening to The Ralph Bailey Show.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A sergeant shot 5 soldiers Wednesday at one of the country's largest army bases before he was quickly subdued by the Fort Stewart troops.
Oh, I'm
3rd
just
Infantry
live.
Division Commander
My
Brigadier General John W. Lubas tells WJCL that all of the wounded are expected to
If I was
survive.
hiding something.
This morning,
maybe.
shortly
Oh, wait, hold
before
on.
11 o'clock, an active
KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. My name is Cassie Bittle, and I am filling in for Ralph while he's on a little vacation. I get to spend 3 hours with the lovely Chris, my producer, and we've been on for about an hour and 5 minutes now. So we're getting through this marathon, aren't we, Chris?
We absolutely are.
All right. Well, to lighten the mood a little bit, I brought on one of my favorite human beings today. Lottie and I got to know each other about 3 years ago, and she is a local artist here in Kern County, and she has been singing here in town for a very long time, and I was blessed with having her sing at the Stockyards on Saturday night. So, Lottie, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming. So Lottie plays at the Stockyard every Saturday night, but she also plays at a lot of different wonderful restaurants here in town. Where are you going to be at tonight?
Tonight I'll be at Sonder from 6 to 9. Yeah.
Love it. That's a great place to be able to hang out and listen to some music and have a good bite to eat and great cocktails. Another locally owned restaurant. So I love Saunders. Ryan's a great person, and so is Desiree. Good people there. So how long have you been doing music in Kern County?
Oh, wow. Ever since, it started way back when I was with my family in 2008. We performed in front of 24th Street Cafe with my dad and my sister. And then COVID hit, and then I went solo. And so now I've been doing it ever since 2021 or 2022. So yeah, it's been a fun ride.
I love it. And Lottie's got a great family as well. Her dad comes in on Saturday nights. He's another local musician here in town. Beautiful voice, and raised his daughters to have beautiful voices. And we're definitely lucky to have her there on Saturday nights. And Kern County's blessed with her voice. Now you can follow her on social media as well. What's your Instagram?
At Lottie Patterson Music is where is my handle. LATTI Patterson PATTERSON Music, no space.
Now, what's some of your favorite covers to do, and what's your favorite song that you do of your own?
My favorite song that I've written of my own is probably Twice Out Loud. I wrote that in 2022. And my favorite cover, the most requested cover I get at the Stockyard, is Fast Car. I think I've played that song so many times I could probably play it in my sleep.
I think I've heard you play it a time or two too, but you do it so well, so I understand why they keep bugging you for it. I also love when you do the Taylor Swift songs. As much as I'm not a fan of hers, I love when you do her music because it's coming out of your mouth.
Thank you.
Well, Lottie, what song are you going to be performing for us today?
I'm going to do an original song that I wrote, Twice Out Loud. Yeah, it's one of my favorites, a ballad. I'm a sucker for a ballad. I love songs, and this is one of those songs.
I love it. Well, we're going to go on a little quick break, and then because I think that way I don't miss my break this time, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have Lottie play a nice song for us.
Yeah, thank you.
There, that'll give us it'll give us a minute and a half. And then
So they do music on the station too?
So Scott Cox in the morning, he does different local musicians. So he would be one that would want you on there too.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's kind of cool. That way it'd give us a little time just to make sure everything was right.
Oh my Lord. This does not want to stay put.
I know sometimes those are finicky. I had one when I was in the middle of my set, completely fell.
Really?
Oh no.
It just gave out. It fell. Yeah.
Worst case scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Go across the table for that. All right, so you're gonna have about 18 minutes when we come back. So. Did you have somebody else come in right after?
At 4:30, I have Sister Anne Marie.
Right. I'll be listening.
You got it.
Time for pizza get here.
Huh? Shut up.
Where's Chef Daniel? Yeah.
I know he's coming at 5:45. Well, he'll probably show up at 5:30.
Oh, there's a camera. That's a live thing.
Yeah, that's a live thing.
I was like, whoa, that's you guys just watching something?
No.
Yeah.
So we're on YouTube Live.
Okay.
You can thank JR for that one. That wasn't there 6 months ago. Shows me the first time I walked in, I'm like,
I wasn't there 2 months.
what do I
ago,
do with
bro.
my hands?
Right. Good thing
I just act like it's not even there.
no,
I
Right.
don't look at it. I don't look into the camera.
No.
Every once in a while I do, but not.
I feel like Will
Right.
Ferrell in Talladega Nights. I don't know what to do with my eyes. I'm just staring into my listeners, and then my hands just keep elevating. I'm like, wait a minute.
Your,
So don't feel
your,
weird.
Okay.
Your next one's here too.
Sister Anne Marie,
Yes.
is it a nun?
Yes.
Okay. Then it's a nun.
Everyone's.
Hmm. She was a nun in a men's prison in Tijuana.
Oh.
And she
shit.
just moved home. She was
Oh.
such an interesting lady. Like, you
Wow.
think nuns are very prim and proper.
No.
She'll tell you exactly how it is. She's got her own personality.
Wow.
She's part of what's called the Sisters of the 11th Hour.
Okay.
So she was like 65 when she became a nun.
Oh, wow.
So she had already raised her family and did all of that. And then they go out on missions and go different places.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, it's kind of
Interesting.
cool.
She's
Huh?
here in Bakersfield?
Yeah. She just moved home last Friday. I was
Oh.
just, Deacon Fred came in for dinner on Saturday night, and I was like, does Sister Anne Marie have a phone? Would I be able to call and interview her? And he goes, just happened she moved home Friday. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Wow. Yeah.
She's really interesting.
Wow.
Did you get nervous?
No, not
Good.
anymore.
I was going to say, you're up in front of so many crowds. I'm the only one that gets nervous.
And when they sit down, that little chairs, and they just stare at you. You
Uh-huh.
guys are supposed to be talking. We're like,
Yeah.
I'm just here for music. Never fails.
I was like, you're the creeper.
I know.
ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. You are listening to Kern Radio 96.1 FM, 1180 AM, or you can stream us live at kernradio.com. We also have a YouTube channel if you'd like to see us in studio today. Now, most people know that Bakersfield is known for its music. We know the streets of Bakersfield, Buck Owens. We have always been a community that supports our local musicians. And I have the honor of introducing you today to a local artist named Lottie Da, or also known as Lottie Patterson, just depending if it's her stage name. And she is a wonderful artist that plays at different local restaurants here in town. And tonight she is going to be playing at Saunders from 6 to 9 p.m. So if you're looking for something to do on a Wednesday night, get down there, listen to some good acoustic music, have some food and drink if you don't get down to the KCs. So I am proud to introduce my friend Lottie and her song, Twice Out Loud.
All right. Thank you. Hey. I wake up at 7 a.m. Rise and shine, you're making pancakes, turkey sausage with a smile on my face. Pinch me, please, this feels too good to be true. It's breakfast in bed with you. I might need this room. Tell me all your inspirations, midnight thoughts, boy, tell me something new. What do you do? My heart feels kind of fuzzy. Love is warm and easy. Find someone who sees me for who I am. I know without doubt that you're gonna be sticking around. 'Cause 'Cause I heard you said I love you twice out loud. Got a lot on my mind. I know, say something, thinking out loud. My mouth keeps running. Somehow you always know the right words to say. Year after year, our anniversary comes, flowers, cake, and a full course dinner for two, made with love by you. My heart feels kind of fuzzy. Love is warm and easy. Finally, someone who sees me for the girl I am. I feel free. I know without doubt that you're gonna be sticking around. 'Cause I heard you said I love you twice out loud. My heart feels kind of fuzzy. Our love is warm and easy. Finally, someone who sees me for the girl I am. I feel free. I know without a doubt that you're gonna be sticking around. And I heard you say I love you twice out loud.
Absolutely beautiful, Lottie.
Thank you.
Now, you wrote that song yourself?
I did. 2021, 22, 22, actually, yeah.
How long does it take to write a song?
Sometimes it could take a few weeks. This one came organically. It was so strange. I meditated for literally 30 to 45 minutes, and then it just came together. It was chords and lyrics. It was one of those things.
What would you say your main inspiration is for music?
Probably the way I feel from day to day, I would say.
And that's so true. That's the same with like listening to music. You know, you don't know what you're going to be listening to based on, you know, your attitude and what you need motivation wise. Music is one of those beautiful things that can make the mood for the night, or it could, you know, change your attitude completely. So music is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
I love it. Now, I know you're playing at Saunders. What other locations do you play at here in town?
Well, I'm here at Stockyard every Saturday, 7 to 10. I bounce around different places, Rio Bravo sometimes. I have everything on my website, LottiePattersonmusic.com, and I usually will post my gigs there.
Hear that, guys? She actually keeps up on her website.
Yeah.
Don't go looking for a Casey Steakhouse or a Stockyard website because you're not going to find it. But you can find all of Lottie's information online, and you can also look at her calendar to see where she's going to be at around town. And then also, if you have an event coming up or you own a local restaurant or nightclub, if you're looking for something to really give your business the wow factor, I've always found, and I learned it from Charlotte and my mother and everybody else, that music is a must if you're going to have a relaxed atmosphere, really inviting atmosphere. So we are very blessed to have so many great local artists. And Lottie, I was blessed to find you when I did.
It started with an email. I sent that email to you asking, hey, do you have any opportunities? And you actually responded, and I thank you.
Isn't that just so weird? And now anybody else out there listening, if you heard her say I responded to an email, I swear I'm not ignoring you. I'm not very good at emails, but when a beautiful voice comes through my email like that, it's kind of hard to not say no. Well, Lottie, we do have a little bit more time. Did you want to do one more song? Or
Sure, I can do another one.
So on Saturday nights, Lottie comes on at 7 o'clock in the Stockyard. She usually plays until about 10, 11, depending on what the crowd looks like and if she has to work the next morning.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes I have to work.
Not only does she do this at night, but she has a full-time job as well. So she's got her big girl job, and then she's got the bigger job of singing out in public. One of the things that I absolutely love about artists as well is just like the FFA kids, their ability to just look into a crowd and be able to meet people where they're at. And I think that we've got so many great people in Bakersfield. So Lottie, I'm so blessed.
This town is booming with music. I'm so thankful because we can all collaborate and feed off of each other. I love the fact that there's so many music options. Everyone's different and there's no competition. we're all just creatives creating our unique sound, and it's beautiful.
I love it. I love it. We've got a lot of different venues in town too. If you're looking at local music, I know we've got the Bakersfield Music Hall of Fame. We still have the Crystal Palace, and we've got, Mechanics Bank Arena. I think it's Dignity Health Arena now. We've got the Civic Center, Fox Theater. We've got the Nile Theater, all kinds of places in town, and even World Records right down the street from me. So if you're looking for music in this town, I guarantee you can find it any given night of the week. All right, Lottie. So what song are we going to do?
All right, this is a song I wrote, or half of it last year anyway, called My Name's Lottie.
I love it. Make it easy to remember.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Wake up, brush my teeth, and look in the mirror. I flip the lights on, it all looks a little bit clearer. I said thank you to God for another beautiful day. You know that vibes are gonna stand in my way. Who's a girl with a smile on her face? It's me, my name's Lottie. 5'9", she likes to party. Fresh face, loves solitude, and eating good food. She loves the morning sunrise. You can always catch her outside, doing things that she likes to do. It's true, it's true, it's true. Yeah, it's true, true, it's true. Friday night, bras off, yeah, I like it nice and quiet. DoorDash, Wingstop, they forgot my cider ranch. I grab my guitar and learn another brand new tune. Sounds like a party jamming up in my room. Can't help myself, what can I say? It's me, my name's Lottie. 5'9", she likes to party. Fresh face, loves solitude, and eating good food. She loves the morning sunrise. You can always catch her outside, doing things that she likes to do. It's true, it's true, it's true. Yeah, it's true, it's true, it's true. She values authenticity. She wears her heart out on her sleeve. But please don't you misunderstand me. She knows her boundaries. Yeah, it's me, my name's Lottie. 5'9", she likes to party. Fresh face, loves solitude, and eating good food. She loves the morning sunrise. You can always catch her outside, doing things that she likes to do. It's true, it's true, it's true. Yeah, it's true, it's true, it's true. Yeah, it's true, it's true.
Only one here to clap, but I'm sure there's other people in their cars clapping too. Beautiful song. Thank you so much for playing it for us.
Thank you.
Once again, everybody, if you are looking for local music, local artists, Bakersfield is packed full of some amazing artists, just like Lottie, that acoustic music, they do their own live music, or you can even take requests. It's amazing what they know, everything from 60s, 70s, 80s, Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift.
Yep.
You never know what they're going to play. So if you're looking for something to do, I don't want to hear in town that there's never anything to do in Bakersfield, because I guarantee you, if you look hard enough, you're going to find a nice little quiet spot with a local artist and a guitar, good food, and good drinks in the city of Bakersfield.
Yep, absolutely.
So on top of that, I was going to kind of bring up yet again some of the local things that are going to be going on in town, since we're talking about fun stuff. So September 25th at the Fox Theater, the Downtown Business Association is going to have their 11th annual Taste of Downtown Martini competition. And they're going to have samples from some of the best restaurants in town, in my opinion, the best restaurants in town, because of course we will be there for that as well. But if you're looking for something to do, that one will be $85 for members and $95 for non-members. And if you're looking for any sponsorship opportunities, opportunities, you can contact Vanessa Shaw at the Downtown Business Association. It's always a great event. They also have live music at that one. Another good one to check out here in town is at World Records coming up on September 13th. They're going to be having their Friends of the Casey Animal Shelters Foundation's Comedy for the Cause. So they're going to have some local artists there having some good shows. And if you're looking for something to do, the show doesn't start till 7:30, gives you plenty of time to make some reservations at a local downtown restaurant. And if you're really feeling up for it, maybe hit some of the bars afterwards, like Stockyard.
Yeah.
But,
Haley makes a good lemon drop and espresso martini.
yeah, all right.
Come on down.
Actually, Haley's going to be coming down at about 5 o'clock, I believe. Yes, I know. I couldn't get you two together, but she's going to be coming in talking about some of her cocktails and then some of the things that she does on the side too.
So cool.
Yes, looking forward to it. Well, Lottie, I really appreciate your time and I love hearing your music. And if you are looking to listen to Lottie, she will be at Saunders tonight starting at 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock. And then she will be back at the Stockyard this Saturday from 7 to about 10, 11 o'clock. So come on down, listen to some good music, get some good food, and support your local economy because we definitely could need it in these times.
Yes.
Actually, I think I've got about another 5 minutes until we go to break. Chris, is that how it works? Am I learning these breaks? Let's see. Well, I know I can just talk about who my next guest coming in. So Lottie's just going to stay in studio with me for a little bit longer. So I've got Sister Anne Marie that's going to be coming on here in the next few minutes. She's sitting inside of our green room, which is really exciting. So she's going to be talking about her mission in Tijuana and then Mother Antonia and what her mission is going to be while she is here in Bakersfield because she has moved back and going to be here to definitely keep an eye on everybody. And then also I'm going to be having Traco Matthews come on, which is really exciting. He'll be here at 5:30 with Miss Charisse from City Serve. So they are also my neighbors down the street and they've been doing a lot of wonderful things out of the City Serve building as well. So they're having a leadership conference that's going to be going on the 7th and 8th. So if you are interested in going to a leadership conference, which you'd be surprised, you learn a lot from those. They're going to be coming on and telling us all about what's going to be going on at the City Serve building. And we might even get a little insight from Charisse on how things are going since they started to move in. So if anybody's listening, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to call or text. Our phone number is 842-KERN. Say it again for me, Chris. 5376. So 8. Oh, I'm ready. From what I'm not speaking on behalf of the city of Bakersfield, but as an invested community member on that, they were tabling it to look at what other options that we had. But I do know that is a concern for all of us community members. And I know that it's scary to have rate increases. And sometimes when those letters go out, it's a little intimidating. But the fact of the matter is our sewer system does need upgrades. And Bakersfield is a growing community. And as we start to stretch out and we start to build, we definitely need to look at our future and how we're going to support that. So I don't agree with such a large increase, if anybody's asking my opinion, but I do understand that increases do have to happen as we do have, more builds and need upgrades to systems. In the restaurant industry, we have a lot of things that have to be upgraded, but I have not heard anything yet that would be something that would be Andre Gonzalez. Or maybe the future J.R. Flores when Andre moves on to Assembly, which, I'm excited. Activity on city council. So as that's still a hot topic, and I haven't heard anything on it. No. Since they sent a letter out. Meet and greets. Yeah, I was actually had to go to Kern County Animal Services today, and that's one of the big pushes is being able to go in and meet and greet with the animals that they have there. So I do know that they do meet and greets at County Animal Services. I actually watched the families walk back there this afternoon. So all of the information on the animal centers are online. So if you are looking, I know the mega pet adoption and the free adoptions are coming up this weekend, and I think a couple weeks after that. So there will be meet and greets with the dogs at several local places. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back.
So cool.
Like sewer rates, yeah.
So cool. How do you?
Actually answering phone calls, you really don't.
Okay.
It's just an easy conversation. I watched La Mama again last night too,
Did
just to
you?
brush up on my information on what Mother Antonia did and
Yeah.
all of the good work that you're doing to get her sainthood in order.
Well, we're trying to do anyway.
Trying,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Working hard, that's for sure. Anything else you want to talk about? Or are we gonna
Just, you just start the conversation and I can,
just keep going?
yeah. I tell people I could talk about Mother Antonia for 8 hours without saying the same thing twice.
Now, did she have a connection to Bakersfield? Where did you meet Mother
Oh, no,
Antonia? I
no.
didn't think so.
I didn't really meet her.
Uh-huh.
I was working in Michigan for waste management,
Uh-huh.
and there was an article in the Reader's Digest called Antonia's Mission. And I was halfway through the article, and I thought, I'm going there if I can. I got to find out what this is all about. And I wrote her a letter. I didn't even know where to send it. I just sent it to Mother Antonia, La Mesa Prison, Tijuana, Mexico.
Uh-huh.
3 weeks later, she called me. So that was the beginning.
I love it. Oh, I can't wait to tell your story. Oh, it is. Now you will want to be a little bit close to it. Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. You are listening to Kern Radio 96.1 FM, 1180 AM, or you can listen to us online at kernradio.com. Also, we are on YouTube Live, so if you'd like to look in and see what's going on in studio, you can take a look on YouTube Live. My name is Cassie Bittle, and I am filling in for Ralph while he is on a vacation, and that lovely man has given me the opportunity to bring on some of my favorite people and causes and just talk about everything that brings me joy in my life. So I've been able to share with you Lottie and the beautiful music that she brings, the FFA program, and the youth that I see making a difference. And now I am excited to introduce you to somebody that I met in the restaurant and has become a light in my life. So Sister Anne Marie Maxfield. She invited me a couple months ago to Christ the King Church, and I got to sit in on a women's Bible study. It was a group, and we got to learn about her mission and where she was at, and a wonderful woman called Sister Antonia. Is she?
Mother Antonia.
Mother Antonia. So Sister Anne Marie has been on mission in Tijuana working in the men's prison for how many years now?
20 years this month.
20 years. Now, if you could see Sister, she's about my size, and her attitude and her personality shines so bright. And to know that she has worked in a men's prison all these years really just sparked my interest in your life.
Thank you. And it's actually a men's and women's prison.
So they're mixed together in
No,
there?
they're not mixed. It is separated, but there's both men and women in there.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got started in the prison? I know you were just telling me a little bit about it, but our listeners would love to know how you ended up in a men and women's prison in Tijuana, Mexico.
Well, I was working for waste management in Michigan, in Detroit, and I read an article in the Reader's Digest called Antonia's Mission. And most of you know, if you read Reader's Digest, it's they are very short articles. And halfway through that article, I knew I needed to go there and find out what it was all about. And I wanted to go there. And so I wrote to Mother Antonia. She called me 3 weeks later, and here I am.
Now, Mother Antonia's group is called the Sisters of the 11th Hour?
The Eudes Servants of the 11th Hour.
The Eudes Servants of the 11th Hour.
Right.
And what's unique about this sisterhood?
Well, it's mainly for older women because the church, most of the religious orders cut off at 45. That's the latest you can join. And so Mother Antonia said, well, then I'm going to start an order for older women. And so she opened it up to women 45 to 65 to join. I'm in my 80s. So, once you're in, you're in.
Now, for the listeners out there that maybe want to have something to watch, there is a documentary called La Mama. And what the second part of La Mama Life what's the name of it? Do you know? Well, all that matters is if you, Chris, will you look it up for me real quick? It's La Mama. I think it's an American nun. But there is a great documentary that really goes through the entire life of Mother Antonia and the work that she did and the life that she had before she started this sisterhood of wonderful women that in their second hour, once they've already raised their families, they've contributed to their community, and now in later in life, they're looking to serve their community through the Lord, which is absolutely amazing. And I think it's a testimony to it's never too late in life to start something new, and it's never too late in life to make change. It was La Mama. And what's the second part to it? So there's a couple different movies called La Mama, and that one's the one that you want to watch. And it's about 25 minutes. It's not very long.
Yeah,
28 minutes.
Yeah.
And it just really goes through what it's like to be in a Mexican prison. I mean, a lot of us have heard horror stories, and that's always been kind of a joke, is you don't want to end up in a Mexican prison, but that is very true. What exactly did you do, or did Mother Antonia do inside the prison for these individuals?
Well, Mother Antonia, first of all, she actually lived in the prison. And to our knowledge, she's the only person in the world who's ever been allowed to live in a prison that was not a prisoner. Even the guards don't live there. she's the only one that we know of that has ever been allowed to live in the prison. So she lived in the prison for over 30 years. And she was just there for the prisoners all the time. If somebody got, if one of the women was having a baby in the middle of the night, she would be in the infirmary with them. If one of the men was stabbed or, got sick or whatever, she would go to the infirmary with them. She was always with them. Whatever they needed, she took care of. She paid their bails if the bails were low, which means that it was a robbery that was, no weapons or anything, or maybe. And when I say a robbery, some of them stole a loaf of bread, and they're in prison for $50. Well, they can't come up with $50. If they can't buy a loaf of bread, they can't come up with $50. And so mother would pay the bail for them. Whatever they needed, she was there. And now we kind of follow what she's done, not only spiritually, but we bring in toilet paper, shampoo, soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, because they don't have those things. And if their families cannot give it to them, cannot afford it, then they go without. So we bring in toilet paper and the rest of the things every week. Every day we bring them in.
Life is a lot different in Mexico than here in the United States, that's for sure.
Yes.
I think that's a good understanding of the privileges that we have here and the importance of going and doing work in other countries in that way. What do you think is the best take for our listeners to learn from that type of non-judgment and to be able to go in and look at somebody as a creature of God, not the crime that they committed?
Well, I mean, that's what Jesus told us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we should be doing. And mother was able to do that no matter what they have done, whether they were rapists or murderers or whatever. She could love them. And like she used to say, they can resist anything you do to them. They can resist torture and beatings and everything else, but nobody can resist love.
No. I have found that to be true in my work with the homelessness. It's easy to get angry at a lot of the crimes that are committed, and it's easy to pass judgment on those that are committing the crimes. But when you start to step into your faith and you understand what Jesus told us and what it means to be a Christian, you've got to look at how you look at individuals. And just because that individual is on drugs and is on the street and maybe isn't doing what you want them to do, at the end of the day, that is a child of God, and we are here to love them. And that is one of my favorite things about being part of Flood Ministries, is being able to meet people where they're at, sending out our teams to be able to have one-on-one interactions with those that are lost out on our streets, because those are children of God and they deserve love just the same as you and I. And
That's
Mother,
right.
You were a big, big influence, as much as you don't understand, of finding my faith and being baptized this year and actually really stepping in and understanding what Jesus's message was and what my calling is as a Christian. So me asking you to be here today is a blessing, because you have been such a light on my life without even noting it. Sister has sent me letters and cards from Mexico and sent in her friends. I love seeing Teddy, and they come in and they give us so much love. And that type of love only comes from God. So I am so appreciative for you being part of my life. Now, I am excited to share with our listeners, you are coming to town, so that way you can push for Mother Antonia to be able to receive sainthood. Is that part of your work?
Well, because of my age, I can no longer really go into prison. I'm not steady on my feet and it's just not a good idea. And so you could say I'm sort of semi-retired. I am here, I think, permanently, but I thought that last time too, and it didn't happen. But I found out, I have been archiving things about Mother for the last 8 years. And but it was a slow process and nothing seemed to be moving. And about 3 months ago, I got an email from the Diocese of San Francisco, and it told of a new project that they have at the University of San Francisco that is called the Center for Sainthood Studies. And of course, I perked up as soon as I read that. And I contacted them right away, and I told them about Mother Antonia. And it's something brand new in the United States. It's the first one.
Wow.
And they're going to have a 6-day course in February. I think it's going to be so long before they do it because they probably wanted to find out how much interest there was in it. And of course, I was probably the first one to contact them. And he was very interested in what I told him about Mother Antonia, and then he read up on her. And by the way, you can also find her on several YouTubes.
Oh, wow.
Just put in Mother Antonia, and you will find probably 10, 20, 30 different interviews or talks that she's given. So it was very slow. Beatification takes a very long time. And even for her, it's not going to happen in my lifetime, not in your lifetime, probably, but it needs to start. And it didn't start because it has to be approved by the Archbishop of where she died, which is Tijuana.
Okay.
And he has been very sick with cancer. So we couldn't move forward. We have 2 other archbishops who want to tell us everything they know about her. And they said, you know, this is all information you need, but we cannot talk to you until you get approval. So we were kind of, you know, at a dead end. Well, when this came up in San Francisco, Travis, who is the head of the team, said, well, maybe we can go through the Bishop of Los Angeles because that's where she was born and grew up. So we may go that way and get it started, which is what we want to do.
Oh, I think that's so amazing. Just knowing the work that she did. So I've watched the documentary, but now I'm finding out I've got several more to watch to see what else I can find out about Mother Antonia, because she had a lot of great lessons to learn. I did kind of write down, but one of the things that she said was, we all have failure, disgrace, joy, pain, and winning and losing. And so at the end of the day, we all have these feelings and we're all human. And if we were able to look at one another with a little bit more grace, a little bit more understanding, and through the lenses of Jesus, we wouldn't have as many societal issues as we have today. So it's really exciting to be able to see that the younger generation, from what I've seen, is really getting into the faith again. And you're seeing kind of this church revolution and really just faith revolution coming about. And so to see you come home and push so hard for more to know, I think that it's very important for our listeners to look in these faces that have made change. And Sister Mother Antonia is one of those faces of change.
Yeah.
Now, she started out as an actress in Los Angeles, correct?
No, she was never an actress.
Okay.
They wanted her to be.
Oh.
But she worked for her father had a company of office supplies. So they worked with the studios in Hollywood. And they had a house on the beach, and they lived very well. But she said, I always knew that there was another side of life. And she took over his business when he died. But then when her children grew up, she first started going down to Tijuana, bringing donations. Mm-hmm. And it was a gradual thing. And eventually, over the months, because it's so far from Ventura, which is where she lived, they offered her to stay in the women's section overnight when she was there, so that she wouldn't have to drive in the dark. Mm-hmm. So it was a very gradual thing. But eventually she realized, she said, I always knew this was my home. As soon as I walked in that prison, I knew I was home. Mm-hmm. And so one day she sewed her own habit, and she moved into the prison. And somebody asked me today, they said, who allowed her to do that? And my friend next to me started laughing because she knows the story. And I said, well, I said, the head ones in Mexicali called the director in La Mesa and said, we heard there was a nun living in the prison. And he said, yes. And they said, who gave her permission? And the director said, Jesucristo. And they never questioned her again.
Neither would I. Neither.
I mean, I don't think that could happen now.
No.
And she is the only one who's ever lived in the prison. But, and then, you know, we followed her.
What an interesting life to have lived, and then what an interesting way to be able to live your life after the fact, and really spreading her message and the need to be able to give grace and understanding for those that maybe not in the same position we are. St. Vincent de Paul is a wonderful church here in town. They take donations on a daily basis. So if you're at the Costco and you see a toothpaste, or you see, you know, an extra pair of socks, they've got the big packs for 10, pick it up and drop it off by your local churches. St. Vincent de Paul makes sure that the goods that they bring in make it all the way to the prisons in Tijuana, to the streets of Bakersfield. So if you do have a little extra to give, all donations make a big impact on these wonderful people that are traveling up and down the state to make sure our community members are taken care of. Do you have any suggestions for our listeners of ways to give back, or ways that they can contribute to your cause?
Well, as far as giving back, many people would ask Mother that when she would give talks. Many people would say to her afterwards, and she'd be signing books, and they'd say, but Mother, I could never do. And she'd say, anybody can make a peanut butter sandwich. Start there.
Start there. Start from the bottom and see how far you can go.
And pretty soon you're going to be doing more and more. Yeah, you can't start up here. You have to start down here.
I love it. Now I see you brought a book. Is that book about Mother
That's
Antonia?
for you.
Oh, I get a gift. All right. So there is a book out there if you want to get it on your Audible or at a local bookstore. So it's called The Prison Angel, Mother Antonia's Life of Service in a Mexican Jail. This is going to be a great read. Thank you so much for this.
It's written by 2 Pulitzer Prize winners.
It says Mary Jordan and Kevin Sullivan. So yes,
Yeah.
winners of the Pulitzer Prize. Very nice.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a nice read out there, I highly recommend you get to know Mother Antonia and the message that she gave and the influence she has on some amazing people here in Kern County, trying to make a difference here in our community as well.
And for those who don't read, or say I don't like to read, I recommend that you just try one chapter, because you probably won't be able to put it down. It's not a book like any other book you've ever read.
Oh,
Most people read it all in one sitting.
I probably will be one of those, because I've sat there and watched La Mama a few times, and each time I watch it, I get to learn something new about her and see a glimmer of her smile and understand the message that she really, really spent her life getting out there. And that is to not pass judgment. And that is something we all could take a little piece into our lives, all of our listeners.
And I'll tell you a very quick story about her. I have 100 of them, but when she was still driving, and this was before I was with her, she got back to the prison late at night, and she was tired, and she saw a woman standing there at the gate, and she said, oh, there's Betty. And she said, I know what she wants. She's looking for money. And she got out of the car and she went over to her and she said, Betty, what are you doing here? And she said, you know, I need some help. And she said, Mother said, I had $15 in my pocket. And she said, I took out $5 and I gave it to her. And she said, as I was walking towards the gate, the Lord said to me, is that how you treat me when I come to you for help? And the help you have in your pocket is mine? And that's how you treat me? So she said, she turned around and she went back and she said, Betty, wait a minute. She said, this $10 has your name on it. And she gave her the other $10. And she said, then she turned and got to the gate, and she said, I looked up and I said, I hope you're happy now. I don't have any money. And so the guard said to her, that man over there on the motorcycle has been waiting to talk to you. So she walked back and she said, Larry, what are you doing here so late? And he said, I had to come and pick up a part from my bike. And he said, I want to give you this. And he put something in her hand. And she said she turned back to leave, and she got to where there was some light, and she looked in her hand, and it was $100 bill.
Oh, wow.
And she said, the Lord said to her, now are you satisfied?
Mm-hmm. That's a perfect story of exactly what happens when you for your message. It looks like we're going to be going here on a break, sister. I am to call you a friend, and I hope to make you proud in the future as well. So thank you for coming by and spending some time with me. You're listening to
welcome.
the Ralph Bailey Show. We will be back in just a few. Oh, this is so amazing. Thank you. I will read it.
I wasn't sure if I had already given you one. So
No,
I better,
I didn't even know there was a book. I had seen a couple of the different.
And it's in Spanish as well as French.
Oh, how cool.
French.
This will be good to share with the
Spanish as well
girls
as
too. Yay.
But I also have them myself if anybody, but you can find it on Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can't find the Spanish one. So if anybody's looking for Spanish, I have them.
You have a Spanish copy for us. Awesome. I'll let them know. Cool. If we get any callers asking, and I usually get some people in the restaurant after the show too, asking questions.
It was nice meeting
Well,
you.
thank you.
What a beautiful story. Beautiful.
Isn't it amazing?
So amazing.
She was amazing.
What's funny is when sister comes in the restaurant and you see all the Catholic boys at the bar sit up real straight, real fast, and they're looking over at her. And I'm like, guys, she's cool. You're good. You're good.
I didn't even know that. You never told me that.
Same thing with Father Craig when he comes through. You see all of them kind of
Oh, yeah.
straighten their shoulders up a little bit. Oh man, the boss is here.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
We're no different than anybody else.
I know, but we're learning. You've got a little bit more grace and understanding than I do. I'm still learning that one every day.
So am I. So am I.
Well, let me get
When you think you've got it, something tells you, oh no, I guess
No.
I don't.
Yeah, that's God, right? Keeps talking to us. I'll walk you out. I get a minute and 30. You've got it. All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking me.
I was so excited to be able to share your story. When Fred told me you were in town, I was like, this is exact.
Oh,
Fred and
Sullivan?
Sullivan. Oh, yeah. He ratted on you. I asked him Saturday night. I said, I think I have sister's phone, but does she have service in Tijuana? And he goes, well, it's your lucky day. She's here. And I said, oh, he knew. He knew. Well, hopefully I'll be seeing you in for dinner pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta
Oh, yeah.
bring in
Next month is Ted's birthday.
Oh, it
so
is? Okay.
We always go in there on
Exactly.
birthdays.
We
so.
gotta celebrate.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All right. Get
Take
home
care.
safely. Thank you so much, sister. Yeah. Isn't she cool? It's so funny though. Like that's when I first met her. Is when she'd come walking through, and her and I think her name's Gertrude, one of the other nuns. They'd have their veils on coming through, and I swear every guy's like, oh, ruler. Right. Oh. How long do we have until? Minute and 30. Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. You are listening to Kern Radio, 1180 AM, 96.1 FM, and you can stream us live on kernradio.com. Oh, my name's Cassie Bittle, and I'm filling in for Ralph while he's on a short vacation, and he's allowed me to bring on some of my favorite people. So for some of you that are just tuning in or maybe just caught a little bit of the last segment, I had Sister Anne Marie on from Christ the King Church, and I believe she works with St. Vincent de Paul, but she was telling us a wonderful story of Mother Antonia and the need for our communities to have less judgment and a little bit more care for our fellow man, and how our world would be such a better place if we all just took that into account. So we're going to go on our hard break now because I still don't have the breaks down right, but we will be coming back after the 5 o'clock hour with a few more of my good friends. You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. So we go back on at 5:04. If you wanted to do one more song, you can, unless you have to jet out.
Oh, I don't believe until 5:20. Is Haley coming?
Yeah, she's supposed to, I think she's here at 5:15. So I had that little bit of 15 minutes in case sister, I didn't know if she was going to be real talkative. She was a little shy today.
Yeah, sure, I can.
I feel like there's no air conditioner on in here. I've been sweating.
Miss you. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. That's so weird not seeing you at work.
I know. I love that for us. Okay, just anywhere.
Christopher.
Where's the hidden camera? Oh, it's that one.
Well, I think he moved your speaker already, huh? Is that plugged in? I think it is plugged in still. Cool. That way, in case you want to say something. Oh, you're still on too.
It's that summer, last of the summer. Okay. Well, and we just are hitting our hundreds for the week today, so good luck, Bakersfield.
So I'll ask you like what services you recommend doing to your air conditioner, heaters.
I actually am running a special too for the month of August, so
Perfect.
I'm gonna get that going. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to see you girls. It's nice to see you outside of work.
I know. That's what I had Sammy on first too, and she was so excited. So everybody watching them will see everybody's got good attitude.
Yes. Good attitudes and cute faces.
I love it.
So it's good for me.
Right. One more hour. I can't believe I made it 2 hours.
You've been doing this
2 hours.
No,
This is going into hour number 3, girl.
You look like a baddie doing it.
That's why I said I feel like Goldilocks because JR shows only 1 hour and that's not enough. And then 3 hours is too much. Can we just go right in the middle? Because then 2 hours is just perfect.
It is only an hour compared to 3.
Yeah, so we can mention that on air too. JR deserves 2 hours.
Yes.
2 hours.
Cassie,
a lot to
2
say.
more too. How's your girls this day?
She's playing at Saunders tonight. Yeah.
You are? What time? Oh, maybe after this? Maybe I'll come and have dinner by myself and see you. You want to go get dinner with me?
I'm stuck at the restaurant.
I'll go eat. I'll pay for your dinner.
I'll pay for your dinner. See how sweet she is. Did you
Come
hear
eat
that?
with me.
You can come hang out with me too. I might be able to.
I would love that. That would be so happy. Don't you need to put on the headphones too?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
That way you can hear what's going on.
Can they hear
I
us?
think we got another minute until we go off the break.
Can they hear us right now or no?
Yeah, YouTube Live can hear you. So you can say hi to everybody.
Hi, YouTube.
I don't know who's listening.
Hope you're having a good and blessed Wednesday. Make sure you take your vitamins and drink your water. And tell your family you love them.
Good girl.
Always. Always.
We had did you ever meet Sister Anne Marie, the nun that comes into Casey's and has dinner?
No.
You didn't meet her? Oh.
I came to though.
She's cool.
Oh,
Become part of the Sisters of the 11th Hour.
I've debated it. I've researched how to become a nun so many times in my life. I'm not kidding. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's a lot. Lottie, are you getting headphones? Oh, duh.
Well, you're going to be waiting all week to hear from him. So filling in for Ralph Bailey today is Cassie Bittle. You are listening to the Ralph Bailey Show on Kern Radio. That's 1180 AM, 96.1 FM, or you can stream us live on kernradio.com. Like I said, my name's Cassie and I'm filling in. So I've been friends with Ralph now for about a little over 10 years. We've had many conversations through the years, whether it be over girlfriends, politics, city issues, county issues, social issues, everything from the pandemic to the George Floyd to the protests in LA recently. We have those conversations. And my favorite thing about Ralph is we're able to disagree yet still have a conversation. And I think that is so important for our community to understand that we all don't have to agree. We don't all have to be on the same page, but we all do have to live together in this community. So when we have these major issues come about, it's important to have grace for those that are in front of us. We don't know what their day has been like. We don't know what their life has been like. And if we don't want those same judgments passed on us, we shouldn't pass those on us or those around us. So I'm very thankful for Sister Anne Marie coming in. I'm thankful for Ralph's friendship, and I'm thankful for this opportunity to really showcase some of the most important people in my life. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't more important people out there. It's just I only had 3 hours, so I had to cram them in here. And I'm very, very blessed to have a wonderful coworker. And yes, you could call her an employee, but she's more of a right-hand man and all-around good egg, as old Mr. Ralph Bailey likes to call it. But with me in studio today, I have Haley Miner.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? And thank you, Cassie, for having me on. Thank you, Ralph, as well. Pleasure to be here.
Well, he gets to be on vacation, so we get to do whatever we want while he's gone.
Good for him. He's lucky we didn't crash the vacation.
Well, he's with his mom in LA. If it was Vegas, maybe, but I don't know. You might want to go hang out with Harriet a little bit. She is a pretty cool lady, actually.
Harriet sounds pretty fun.
She's got a lot of good stories.
I'm sure we could turn her up a little bit.
Well, Haley spends a lot of Saturday nights with Ralph and Lottie in the stockyard, and she's had lots of good conversations with him in the past. And he's become a good friend to most of the girls and the guys in the kitchen. He usually walks in the back door if he's there for to-go food. He doesn't even bother going to the front if he's in his PJ pants. So he's definitely become a family member, and Haley's become a family member you've worked for us for now almost 4 years?
Yeah,
4 years.
4 years coming up.
4 years.
It goes by so fast.
I have got to watch Haley grow into not only a great coworker, but also a great business owner as well. So I'd say a couple years ago, she took over her family business working with her father, and it's an air conditioning and heating business called Airco. So not only does she work at the stockyard, but this little powerhouse actually has a full-time job during the day. So we're going to talk about the stockyard, but I'd like to give her a little opportunity to talk about her business and some of the specials that she's going to be running this summer.
Thank you, Cass. And happy belated birthday, Ralph. We love and miss you so much. Hope you're having a good vacay. So I stepped into ownership 3 years ago in December to my family business called Airco Heating and Air Conditioning. We've been in business for over 26 years, founded by my father, Sean Miner. I have basically dreamed of it since I was a little girl. I told him, I'm going to own your company one day and I'm going to make magic. And that's what I've been doing for the past almost 3 years. So we specialize in service maintenance, regular diagnostics if you're having issues with the unit, installations, ductwork, anything basically HVAC related, we're going to be your people. We are a small family business, so we do pick up pretty quickly. I am running a special for the month of August. So if you use Ralph as the code when you call, you will get $20 off your first agreement with us. So we have a summer and a fall maintenance where we clean your unit for the summertime and for the fall time. So you'll get a good deal of $20 off if you call and use the code Ralph.
Well, being a restaurateur and having an older building the way that we do, our low ceilings, our air conditioner is running, whether it's August, December, October, that thing is on 24/7,
Oh, yeah.
especially when people want the fireplace going. That's when I've got gas going and I've got air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say the number one thing that saves my units and all of my equipment is making sure that it gets its service at least twice a year.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of money on the front side, but it saves you a lot in the long run, because a new unit, I mean, what are they running these days?
Oh, it's tripled in the past year. No, you're looking at over 10,000 for a standard unit, which is crazy. The tariffs and taxes that these vendors do put on us is a little bit outrageous. But for us as a small family business, we keep it fair, employees. I will say that servicing your unit at least twice a year saves it so much. I've had customers that have been on our service agreement for 5-10 years, and they hardly have any repairs. Now, things happen here and there. Sometimes things fall. But for the most part, those that keep up with it and they're changing your air filters, they tend to have a nice running unit.
So important to change your air filters. Every once in a while, my mother will come through and she'll look at the air filter and have to pull it down and go into full cleaning mode because she gets worried that the unit's going to break. So I cannot stress it enough. If you have not serviced your air conditioning unit, it is important to go ahead and get that done. You know, make sure everything is in working order. She has a good point with the tariffs and the costs of everything going up in the next couple months and next couple years. We're not really sure where this is going to level out. So it's important to keep what we have running good. So if you've got an air conditioner that needs to be serviced, you can look up Airco online. Haley, what's your guys' phone number?
Our phone number is 661-323-6780. You can contact me there or through my office anytime between 8 and 4. So I look forward to seeing you guys and getting those AC units checked up.
And one of my favorite things too is I've known Haley's dad for a long time. Airco's been a great company that we've used several times in the past, and they've been there when we needed them the most. They are a downtown business, so they are located off of 19th Street?
321st Street.
21st Street. So they're right off of 21st Street. It's family owned and operated. If you call the phone, you're going to get Haley. And those are the type of businesses that we need to keep supporting, those that are here in our community doing a lot of work.
We as a society have gone through so much over the past 5 years, and probably longer, I know that, but we keep it very, very honest, very respectable. We'll never try to upsell you something that you're not, financially capable or ready for yet. So that's what we pride ourselves in is, keeping our community cooled and heated at a nice fair price too.
I love it. Now we've talked enough about your business. Let's talk about the stockyard a little bit. Haley, what nights are you there?
That is my second baby, and I'm at the stockyard every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're open from 6 to 12. We have Lottie every Saturday, who is our pride and joy. We love Vanessa. She's our pride and joy on Fridays. Thursdays. And Zealous, our pride and joy on Fridays. So it's amazing. I love it, Cassie. You've built such an empire. I'm so proud of you. And I'm so lucky and honored that I get to be a part of the stockyard. We've built such a good community there also and a good customer base. It's really fun getting to create cocktails and just kind of be inspired to do more and reach more.
I love it. It's so important to surround yourself with people that are always striving for more, that are full of ambition and want to congratulate you along the way.
Absolutely.
camaraderie over competition creates such a better life, and it builds a tribe and a network, whatever you want to call it. That is what gets us through life in some of our darkest days and our happiest moments. So Haley, thank you so much for being part of my team, being a friend, and so supportive through the years. It's a blessing to have people like you in my life. And for those that don't know, Haley's sister Paige also works for me. So
yes,
we were talking earlier. Casey's has 3 sets of sisters, if you can believe that.
Keep it in the family.
You'd think it'd be an HR nightmare, but it's actually great. They regulate each other. I've got Natalie, Sam, and Michaela that are all sisters, and I have Paige and Haley that are sisters, and then we have Liz and Melinda that are sisters. So if you're looking for a comedy show, if you're looking for pretty much a reality TV show, any given day, you can come into Casey's or the Stockyard and you'll get a full show.
Oh, it's a whole showdown.
Sure.
I feel like we've had this conversation, Cassie, where we should put cameras up and just film it and see what happens. There's so much good stuff that goes on, but nothing cray. Like, it's not too extra out of the ordinary, but
well, depends on the day. That's why we have no windows and you don't know what's going on, right? Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, Haley will be at the Stockyard this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. She opens up at 6 o'clock, and live music this Saturday with Lottie. She starts at 7 and she'll be there till about 10, 11 o'clock. Haley's got some great whiskey specials, and Chef's got some good food specials. So if you're looking for a nice, quiet place to hang out, definitely take the time and come and check out Haley and the Stockyard.
The Stockyard's awesome. If you want the best old fashioned or a delicious martini, check out the Stockyard and see what it's all about.
Well, thank you, Haley. I appreciate your time coming down here and talking about both of our businesses. I am very proud of the businesswoman that you've become. I've seen you grow over the last 4 years, and I'm excited to see where you go over the next 4 years.
I adore you. Thank you, guys.
All right. You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. We'll take a quick break, and we will be back here in just a few minutes.
Did we do good?
Yes, you did great. You did so good.
That is so
good.
fun. That is so fun. No, that is the funnest thing ever. I love this. I see why they do it.
That's like my dream one day to start a podcast.
Yeah, you should. I think you should. Do
Like I tell her, you guys are welcome to use the Stockyard. You guys can shut those doors and use that room anytime you guys want. JR, I've been telling him the same thing. He's been wanting to do a little podcast in there. Yeah.
I think you should.
And he's a producer, so. JR's the long-haired one. Yeah.
The mustache.
Oh, yeah. He comes and sees you on Saturday night.
Go too. He was just there. Oh, that was so good. Thank you, Cassie.
No, thank you.
Head out time to sit up and get there.
Yes, I don't blame you. I'll walk you out real quick.
There and turn up the party. Oh, Cassie, you're almost done. You got what, 40 minutes?
Oh, you're good.
So
Yes.
proud of you.
Then
You're a businesswoman. She's a councilwoman. She's
Not council, planning commission.
planning commission woman. And now podcasting woman.
Podcasting radio station lady.
That's
Okay,
so fun.
so
When did he start doing the filming of it?
We started doing it with JR show. about
4
a month
months.
and
Oh, is it
half
only a
ago.
month ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
Not that long then.
Somewhere in that area.
Why do we have the safe?
The safe is Scott Cox's, and you know damn well you don't ask questions.
I don't want to know what's in there. You're right. I'm not going to ask any more questions. For those on YouTube Live, don't ask questions about the safe.
There's a reason we don't do the video. So.
Oh. Oh, Cassie, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming
No
on.
lucky girl.
Okay, good.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Love you. That just put on my nerves.
Go right ahead.
Lottie goes first. Thank you.
Good time. See you
You're
guys later.
awesome.
30 minute, 30 seconds.
Yeah, you got a couple. You got about a minute and a half.
Exactly what your new space will look like, even before construction begins. No guessing, no surprises, just clear vision brought to life. And I
We have one on
believe in
Thursday and Saturday.
through every step of the process.
Thursday
I
and
shop
Saturday. So close, so close.
countertops, fixtures, so you get the perfect combination of style and function. We work with
Now he
top quality American-made cabinet brands like Waypoint, Diamond, Medallion to ensure long-lasting beauty and craftsmanship. If you're ready to turn your vision into reality, let's design something amazing together. Call Stockdale Kitchen and Bath at 661-834-3333 or visit StockdaleKitchenandBath.com today. Stockdale Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry, smart design.
The summer isn't just hot, it's historic. Flash flood warnings are at a 40-year high, and it's not slowing down. Town's underwater, roads
Girl,
washed
here's a new
out,
Jimmy. Love you
and
too,
every
baby. I'll call you in a
crisis
little bit.
zone,
All right.
same
Yes,
scene.
tomorrow we're
Crowds
back in
standing
business.
line, waiting. waiting for bottled water, waiting for food, waiting for someone to show up and save them. They tell you that help is on the way, but what if it's not? What if help takes days?
If I had a
Or doesn't
key, I
come at
wouldn't be
all?
locked out.
You think the system's built to
I thought I
protect
had a
you?
girl.
They can
Thought I
barely
had a
handle one
doggy in the
emergency, let alone
window.
dozens. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be the one caught empty-handed. And right now, My
At
Patriot Supply
5:30, so
is
we've
giving
got a
away
little bit of
4
time.
weeks of emergency food.
Me and you
Just
time.
go to mypatriotsupply.com to find out how to claim your free 4-week
Do
food
we have any
supply
callers or
and
texts?
join millions of Americans who
Are
are
we
preparing
empty?
with My Patriot Supply.
Said, are we
Claim
empty
your
on
free
calls and
4-week
texts?
kit today at mypatriotsupply.com. That's my.
Actually, I'm not sure what his name is. I totally forgot, but I'll get it right now. Give me a second.
JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
When she lands in town, since she came, why it's a shame how she cools them down. Men she can't get, men she ain't met. Georgia claimed the Georgia name, the sweet Georgia Brown.
Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. You are listening to Kern Radio 96.1 FM, 1180 AM, or you can stream us live on kernradio.com. And thanks to Mr. J.R. Flores, you can also watch us live on YouTube if you'd also like to see a little in studio as well. So if you've heard any of the interviews today and you'd like to take a look back, YouTube is available now, which is really nice for those of us that have to work and don't get to catch the show every day. It's given me a great opportunity to be able to catch up when I get home and on the couch and kind of catch up with what's going on in Bakersfield, politics, rumors. You listen to JR and you'll be able to get all of the nitty-gritty details in this town. And we're looking forward to Ralph coming back from his vacation. Right now, he's visiting his lovely mama, Harriet. It was her birthday recently and his birthday this last Sunday. So he's taken a few days to go down to Los Angeles, spend some time with his nephew and his mom, and he will be back next week. Chris, will you be back Monday?
Yes, Monday.
Monday. So back to normal schedule Monday. You'll be able to see his face and hear his voice yet again. So, Chris, I think you said Brunch Fest is coming up October 13th.
11th.
October 11th.
Are we going to be seeing Casey Steakhouse in the Stockyard?
Oh, of course you are. Liz looks forward to those events.
You know, I could tell every time she's there, she's just so happy to be a part of it.
You know, it used to be like pulling teeth because it's so much work to pack up the kitchen and pack up the bar and come out. But when you get into it and you see the people that come out to these events, it is so much fun to get to know your community and get to know those people that maybe haven't been to your restaurant. So if there's any restaurateurs or business owners out there, these community events that American General Media puts on are absolutely phenomenal. I tell Jennifer all the time, out of all the events that I've been part of, the American General Media events are always so well organized. People always look like they're having a really good time, and we get to showcase really the best that Bakersfield has to offer alongside some really good local bands. So if you get an opportunity to get tickets to go to the Mac and Cheese Fest, Brunch Fest, Fiesta Fest, or the new one, the Battle of the Bartenders, all 4 of those events have been so much fun. I absolutely love getting out and getting to know the community. And I have one of my favorite coworkers, Liz. She came on last week, I think last Wednesday, and got to talk with Ralph for a little bit.
She
Was
did.
she? Okay, yeah, it was last week. She's got so much energy and she loves to go to those different events and get to know people and come up with different cocktails. So a few times we've actually won the best cocktail using what we call our peanut butter and jelly shot. You can also get it as a martini, but it's definitely a good afternoon. So if you're looking for something to do coming up on October 11th, get your tickets now. Brunch Fest is absolute ball. They've got all kinds of photo opportunities. It's nice and early in the afternoon, so you're not getting some of the events in town start a little too late, and Bakersfield is very well known for their pre-gaming. So they end up at the Pyrenees or the Silver Fox or somewhere fun in the afternoon, and then you get a mess. With these events, there's good people, good time, and I definitely recommend getting tickets if you're looking for something to do.
Oh, 100%. It's always a fun time. And I'm very happy to hear the PB&J shot will be coming back because that is my favorite. So.
I'm not going to lie. I'm really, really bad about timing sometimes. So about, I think, the last 10 out of 12 events, I'm pulling up 5 minutes before it starts, and Chris is running out with a golf cart trying to get the food in there. So I'm getting better, right?
You're doing great. Everything's fantastic. You're never one of the people we have to worry about.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, American General Media, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to host this show today as well, and really bring on some of my favorite people and talk about some of the causes that really hold a good place in my heart. And so another one that I didn't get a chance to talk about is the Kern Literacy Foundation. If you haven't heard about that organization and what they do, it is incredible. So about quarterly, they get a local artist and a writer or somebody in the area that's showcased something in Bakersfield, and they give them the opportunity to be spotlighted. So we have what's called Wine with Words, where they bring in a local artist, a local author, to talk about a book. So last month we did the Notorious Bakersfield, and it was really exciting to have him in and talk about some of the things that were in his book. And he even looked up a few of the crimes that had happened around Casey's Steakhouse. So if you're looking for an organization to be part of, the Kern Literacy Foundation is great. So they're going to be having another Wine with Words coming up in November. I got to text Ian Anderson back once I get out of this. I believe it's going to be November 13th. So if you're looking for something to do, we keep, telling you things in the future. So that way you have plenty of time to plan out, because Bakersfield really has a lot of things to do when you're looking for it. So it's easy to say there's nothing to do here until you actually take the time. I've said it a few times, but September 13th at World Records, right there on F Street. It is a business that has been on F Street for 43 years. So they're definitely not newbies to this town. And they have a wonderful venue where they bring in different artists and different comedians to put on shows. So if you're looking for something to do on September 13th, the Friends of the Casey Animal Shelters Foundation presents Comedy for a Cause. So the doors are going to open up at 7:30. It gives you a perfect opportunity to make some reservations at a local downtown restaurant, and maybe even give you some time to go out afterwards if you'd like to see some of the new spots that have popped up in downtown Bakersfield. I know that we hear lots about downtown and a lot about homelessness and a lot of the social issues that come with being a metropolitan area and a downtown. But at the same time, we have so many wonderful businesses that are working very hard and together to keep a safe, welcoming environment. And that's really what I think our downtown is. You're going to have your occasional issues, and I think any neighborhood in Bakersfield does. But in downtown, we have what I like to call camaraderie. We really get together. Once a month, we have meetings with the Bakersfield Police Department, where downtown businesses are invited to sit down and talk with our downtown task force and local PD, BPD people about what issues we're having. And then it gives them the opportunity as well to speak to us on ways that we can help keep the crime in our area down. And I've been really proud of where we've came since 2018, since we've been working on this homeless issue today. But it doesn't mean that it's fixed, and it's definitely not solved. And it's one of the major issues that still, plagues Bakersfield and the rest of Kern County. Doesn't matter if you live in Rosedale, if you live in downtown Bakersfield, or on the east side of Bakersfield. Drug addiction and homelessness is an issue that affects every community across this nation at this time. Bakersfield and our community has worked very hard to try to make efforts where a lot of times the laws wouldn't allow it to. So Proposition 36 passed in this last election cycle, giving our officers and our our justice system the ability to hold a little bit more accountability for those that are repeat offenders out on our streets. It's only been 7-8 months since the law's been passed, and BPD and the Kern County Sheriff's Department has working hard and fast to really reduce a lot of the retail crime, the broken windows, and a lot of the what seems like crime rings that have been happening in Bakersfield. So if we look at it, is the problem still here? Of course it is. And we need to push our local leaders to continue to advance on the hard work that we've been doing. But at the same time, I would like to give my community a pat on the back, because we have endured a lot from the state and from bad laws, unfortunately, that were put into place by a lot of our own people. So, everybody's heard of Proposition 47, 57, and AB 109, and we've been living through those for the last 10, 15 years. So Bakersfield, I'm proud of you for staying strong, staying here, and trying to better our community. So if you're looking to get involved, there are lots of different ways. The Brendage Lane Navigation Center is our local homeless center, or it's more commonly referred to as a navigation center. We are always looking for people to volunteer. get down to the shelters so that way you can kind of get an understanding of what's on our streets, because I am one to be very frustrated sometimes too. And if you follow my Facebook or anything that you've seen on the news, I don't hesitate about talking about the issues that we have. But at the same time, we have to come up with solutions if we're going to point out the problems. And Bakersfield has been a very solution-oriented place when you get involved. So if you have an opportunity, get down to one of our local shelters, serve a meal at the Mission, volunteer at the Open Door Network. There are all different types of organizations that are really fighting to keep our community a safe place. Addiction is a very scary thing, and the city's been working hard, and so is the county and mental health, on trying to get rehabilitation centers to get our loved ones off of the drugs and back into reality, because they are human and drugs can really, really change a person. So I understand that it's frustrating and it's really hard to explain to your children as you pass by what you see on the streets, but it's important to understand that those are our community members. So we're going to take a quick break and we will talk with a couple more community members that are making a difference in a lot of the social issues we have here in Kern County and the rest of the state of California. You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. I'm Cassie Bittle, and we'll be back here in just a few.
News Talk 96.1 and
I wonder if Chaco's here.
KERN.
I don't know, is he?
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump says he's imposing a 100% tariff on computer chips.
It's not a bad one. Draco, I gave you the wrong one. It's 34.
Photos, household appliances,
waiting for
and other
Street?
essential goods that depend on the
I know. I
Google. Companies making computer chips in the U.S. are planning to do so will be spared the
You take your time.
taxes. An Army sergeant has been accused of shooting 5 soldiers at Fort Stewart, Georgia. Officials say Wednesday that other troops tackled
Yeah, and I'll go into that a little bit. Yeah, Doc Kennedy came here in 1939 from Kansas City. So previous owners had stayed tried and true to the Kansas City beef. I changed it in 2012, looking for locally produced beef.
On Wall
So we
Street,
tried
the Dow
to source all of our
81
beef locally.
points, the Nasdaq rose 252, the S&P
30,
advanced
apparently.
45. More details at SRNnews.com.
News Talk
Did they forget
96.1
about me?
and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update.
And we'll go right
to
here.
and AM 1180
Oh, you know.
I'm Bill
That
Robbins.
woman's
Court
always doing
documents
something.
reveal details about the death of an 18-year-old
I think
girl
we got a
found dead
few
in the
minutes,
bathroom
and then
of
I'll
the
talk a
La Quinta
little
Inn
bit.
on Riverside Drive in Buck Owens Boulevard.
Yeah.
8-year-old Genesis Araya
If you ask
Mata was
Chris,
found
he'll
dead
probably
on
show you where it's
Saturday.
at. And then,
Investigators say
yeah,
that
we'll
the
get you
couple
set
poured
up with
scalding
a
hot
better
water on the child
microphone
and
than that.
crushed her hands. Mata reportedly admitted to punching the child in the abdomen, causing her to
Learning
lose
from the
consciousness
producers how
and
to do
die.
this.
School is ready to
You can
start, and
hire
drivers
me.
are urged to be extra careful and
So
follow
you're with
the
City
laws.
Serve,
There will
right?
be extra traffic on the roads,
KLA.
especially during morning hours. CHP
Got it.
Public Information Officer Jorge Toro warns drivers to observe the speed limits and stop when school buses flash their red lights. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Oh shoot! So their cameras.
When you're hiring,
Yes.
have you ever
Haha.
felt like missing out on meeting
You're ready. I was
great
say you look
candidates
good, girl.
At least I'm dressed.
It's impossible to find them. They have to be out there
So
somewhere,
who am I
right?
looking at when I?
Well, they're not.
Just,
Me,
just talk to
yeah,
her just like
yeah.
normal. It's just we have a YouTube camera now, so it is going.
So we are on, yeah.
This is Kern Radio.
Kern Radio, yes. The Ralph Bailey Show. He's on a little vacation. No, you haven't? Well, a lot easier than TV.
To find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free.
Yeah. No,
Once
the first
again,
30 minutes,
that's
I'm a little shaky and nervous, and then
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
after that, it gets a little bit easier. Now I'm on the
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
last bottom
Never
half.
miss out on great
All I
candidates
got left
with
is
ZipRecruiter.
pizza.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Okay.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward.
I see
Visit
you on social media. I've
adoptuskids.org
seen you
to
a few
find out
times.
more.
Danny, are you here?
I learned patience from my adoptive dad.
You got it. I'll
All he
have
had
him
to
come let
say
you in real
was,
quick.
Hey, you got this.
Yeah.
Just breathe.
Oh, you're I've got one interview at 5:30 right now, and then you guys are going to come on like right about
Pretty good.
5:45. So you got about 15
Might have
minutes
to start a
in the
band.
and then I'll bring you on in.
Got it.
Learn about
All right.
adopting a teen from foster
You got
care.
it. I'll sync
You
this
can't
right
imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org
My
to
next
find
door
out
neighbor's
more.
a
This
pizza
message
place,
is
so
brought
I
to you
try
by
to
Adopt
highlight
US
other
Kids, US
restaurants.
Department of Health and Human
But yeah, I've
Services,
seen you
and
and
the
your
Ad Council.
husband on
Start
social
your day
media,
right.
and you guys
First Look
do.
with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
Thursday edition of the First Look program, we have another pedestrian fatality, and whether that's going to lead to more street narrowing. South Park's got everybody's panties in a bunch again. And we'll have, obviously, the latest in state-of-the-art news traffic. And sorry, but yes, weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. KERN.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. You are listening to Kern Radio, 96.1 FM, 1180 AM, or you can stream us live on kernradio.com. My name is Cassie Bittle, and I am filling in for Ralph while he's on a short vacation visiting his mama in Los Angeles. Don't worry, he will be back Monday afternoon, and you'll get to listen to him for another 3 hours. So I've only got about 30 minutes left here. I know Chris had a question on the board.
But do you want to answer that right now, or you want to wait on that one?
Well, go ahead and answer it real quick, so that way we can get it out of the way.
One of our listeners just wanted to know how long KC Steakhouse has been open and why KC. What does that mean?
So KC started in Kern County in 1939, and we used to be located off of Union Avenue across the street from the Bakersfield Hotel. So at that time, the main area of transit for people going from Los Angeles to San Francisco would use the old 99 freeway, which is Union Avenue. The 99 was moved, I believe, 1971, 1974 in that area, and we moved to our present location in 1967. So I was very blessed by our forefathers to have that insight to know that Union Avenue would become what it did through the years, and we were able to survive. So we did change locations, but we did not change names. But the KC stands for Kansas City, if you can believe it, not Kern County. So our original owner, Doc Kennedy, who came over in 1939, hailed from Kansas City, to which that's what he named it. But today we do like to think of it a little bit more of Kern County, since we do try to source most of our ingredients from Kern County. Everything from our produce to our potatoes, which is produce, but a major staple when it comes to steak. You must have a good potato, and we get ours from KEI, which is Kirschman Enterprises Incorporated, and they are lovely potatoes that are grown off of Edison Highway and several other places here in Kern County. And that is what has made us stay here for so long. So I'm very proud of the fact that our restaurant has been in Bakersfield and Kern County for over 80 years, and I hope it's there for another 80 years after this. But through KC's, I have had the opportunity to meet some amazing people and really get an idea of the hard work that goes into keeping a community vibrant, healthy, and happy. And it's more than just your government officials. It's more than your city council members or those leaders that are making the decisions. It's what drives those leaders to make the decisions that are important to our community. And I am very blessed to have 3 leaders here in studio with me to talk about some of the work that they're doing to address those social issues that we were talking about. So on F Street, we have a lot going on. And over the last few years, we've been watching CityServe come to fruition. It has been a dream for many local churches, a lot of people that have worked very hard to get this together. And not only do we have an incredible organization, which I'll give Sharice the opportunity to tell a little bit more about what they do, but they have brought some pretty cool things to our little street, so on F Street. Over the next 2 days, so the 7th and 8th, they're going to be having what's called the Global Leadership Summit, and it is going to be held at CityServe. It's going to be a great opportunity to get a lot of our leaders down there to see what they have made within the CityServe building, because I've toured it several times, and it is absolutely incredible, the amount of details and the amount of efforts that people have put in to provide opportunity for those in our community that may have never have had it before. So instead of seeing people where they're at and where they've been, they see people for where they can go and how they can elevate their lives to be a good member of society. Because if you think for 1 minute any of us did this on our own, we did not. We have several people in our lives that have helped build us up to be the people that we are. And if we've received that grace, it is our job to give that grace back to those in our community that maybe have not seen it before. So I'm very privileged and honored to welcome into studio Sharice. I always say your last name wrong. I'm a butcher when it comes to that. How do you say your last name?
Grell.
Grell. I was going to call her Grill. So Sharice Grill, Traco Matthews, and Amanda Gutierrez. Amanda and her husband Will are local pastors here in town that have so much energy. And if you've seen them on social media sites, it's absolutely incredible to see a husband and wife duo have different personalities, but the same passion to really get our community moving and get the faith back into where it needs to be to get these social issues out. Because if you ask my opinion, the only way we get through any of this is through God.
Amen.
And Jesus Christ.
Yes. Love it.
Traco,
Cassie.
Hey.
I've known you for a long time.
Honored to be here.
I am honored to be able to call you a friend and to look
Likewise.
to you for for guidance on who to call when I'm in an issue and in a pickle. You've answered so many phone calls where I was crying and desperate, and you have always been a guiding light, and you even helped me find my faith. A few years ago, I was really questioning things, and I was questioning how to read the Bible, how to address my faith. And Traco sat down with me and gave me advice and had no judgment when I was questioning my faith. He understood, spent the time with me, and that's exactly what they're doing at CityServe, is giving people opportunity to connect and understand one another. So which one would like to talk first about CityServe and what you've got going on this week?
Well, I'll start if it's okay with you guys. This is Sharice. Cassie Bittle, thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to be here with you today. From my perspective, you are a little powerhouse, and I just adore you. I adore what you're doing in this city, what you represent in this city, the respect that you have in this city, and your heart for our community and for everyone in community. So I'm blessed to just be a representative of CityServe, to see what we're doing. I welcome anybody to come into our building. Let me take you on a tour. Let me show you around. Let me show you how lives are being transformed. It's amazing when God gives you the lens to look at people and how he made them. And you see people different. You see their true heart, their true purpose in life. You see the hurts. And like you said, we've all been hurt. And it takes a village for all of us. And I think all of us at this table can probably sit here and go, man, how many decisions did we make? We were one decision away from, by the grace of God, I'm alive today, and it's so true. And we have people coming in, knocking on our door and just help me. I'm tired of being on the streets. I'm tired of giving my life to drugs. I don't want to give my life to drugs anymore. Where do I start? And so a lot of our programs have to do with violence prevention. We're helping families with whose loved one might be in prison. How do we give care and guidance to families that are in prison? And our mission is to equip, train, and mobilize the local church, because when we're hurting, we go to the church for help, because that's going to God. And so God has created a mission for us to be the hands and feet of him. And so that's what he's asked us to do. And that's where we feel our mission is. How can we help serve and support our community, our local churches, with different programs, with goods in kind, with different services, to get everybody to have a hand up instead of just a handout?
So City Serve is located off of F Street in the old Montgomery Ward Plaza, and they have completely transformed this building to become a beacon of hope. And that's one of the things that stuck out when we first met, was you saying that be the hands and feet of Jesus. I had never heard that before, and it resonated with me about how we could be those change makers within the lives of these individuals. I'm very proud to be part of City Serve, even if it's just cheering from the sidelines. It has been incredible to see the work that you guys have done. Can you tell us a little bit about this Global Leadership Summit that you're going to be having tomorrow at City Serve?
Yeah, and I'd love to be able to hand off to my colleagues too. I'll tell you a little bit from my standpoint. We City Serve in partnership with Current Leadership Alliance, which is a nonprofit faith-based organization.
Yep.
Amanda Gutierrez here is amazing. She is in marketing for Current Leadership Alliance, and she can tell you a little bit more about what we're doing together, KLA and City Serve, and how we're going to serve everybody here.
Yeah, so Current Leadership Alliance is a really incredible nonprofit. I feel like it's a nonprofit that has been hidden, and I think that it's going to become very much an explosive thing in our community, because we believe that when leaders grow, communities thrive for generations, because everything does rise and fall in leadership. We see it in our nation, we see it across the world. It's just true. And so our goal as a nonprofit is to bring a bunch of Christian leaders in Kern County together in one room to create connection, to build them up as leaders so that we can transform the community at large. And so it's kind of like getting into a micro level of impact so that we can have a macro level of impact in our community. So Current Leadership Alliance is actually the one who is running this, because it's all about leadership, and City Serve is just the host site. But really our mission and values are all very intertwined, right? Because we just really want to see our city transformed. And what better way to do that than bringing a bunch of people with the same mission, vision, and values in the same room so that we can really see other people transformed within our community. So Global Leadership Summit is a great way for us to, instead of doing our monthly breakfast, which we are actually going to start back up in September. So this is kind of the kickoff for the year. So this Global Leadership Summit is something we're probably going to do year on, year out. And really the goal is to get everybody energized, excited, their gas tank filled up, so that they get reminded of their why, because leadership is hard. Leadership is tiring. And we're still human beings, even though we think we're superheroes. We're human beings at our core, and we get tired. And so this summit really is to refresh and refuel the leaders who are doing a lot of the hard work within our community, like a Sharice Grout, like a Traco Matthews. So it's like, how do we get everyone in the room to feel connected and seen, so that we can go out and say, okay, wait, I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is a God-given mantle. Let's go and continue to do the work that God has put before us.
Oh, that puts just so much joy in my heart, because I couldn't agree more. Enabling the church leaders is something that I didn't see when the pandemic was going on. I didn't realize that there was this whole leadership community that was there waiting. And I think that as soon as we get everybody together, that's where we're going to see the big change in our community, is when we get the people back into the churches, get the faith back into our community, and then we'll see the grace and the change that we need to see. So this is super exciting.
And I want to add as well that we don't want to just focus on the ministry leadership. We Current Leadership Alliance really tries to attack all 7 spheres of leadership. So education, government, we've got ministry, nonprofit, arts and media, and we've got healthcare. And so our goal is to really enable and empower people to know, like, your ministry is everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, you're a leader. If you have influence, you're a leader. And God wants to move in every single sphere, in every marketplace. So.
Oh, that's exciting.
Right.
Traco, what's your part in this? What are you excited
Sure.
about?
So I obviously wear a lot of hats in the community, but for this particular event, I just want to highlight that this work is so just interconnected. As Amanda was just sharing, if the kingdom of God is within you, it goes everywhere you go. And so I'm on the KLA board, but also I'm a pastor of a church. And so I'm super excited to get to bring some of my own leaders. My wife will be there, my youth pastors, folks from our governing board, an elder, and just different people who want to grow in their leadership, but also want to be connected to other people of faith, people from other churches. We're a non-denominational church. There's some that are part of a denomination. It's all right. There's one thing that I know we can always rally around in the kingdom, and that is if we're going to be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ, we have to rally around the greatest commandment, which is love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, but love your neighbor as yourself.
Yes.
And so the work that City Serve is doing, the work that we're going to be talking about is going to be tangibly, how do we execute on that mandate from Jesus himself in everyday life? And so my parishioners and my leaders are excited to hear about more about how to do that effectively in their day-to-day job, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's at a school, whether it's in church, whether it's in their neighborhood. I'm excited to hear about that, but I know that everyone who's going to be there, we are excited to hear more about how do we lead in this space of loving our neighbor as ourselves.
I couldn't agree more. I just love all the words I'm hearing today, and the fact that this is right here in my neighborhood. This is great, and I think that more people need to know about these type of leadership opportunities. And I get people asking all the time, how do I get involved? This is how you start. You start getting involved by participating and showing up when people put together these type of events to really better our community. So thank you for all that you've done to bring this back. You said that David Go actually started this.
Yes, in 2003.
2003.
So he was heading the charge with a lot of other leaders in our community, a lot of other pastors, even Pastor Wendell was one of the first commissioners of this vision that, I believe was from God, is getting all the amazing faith-filled leaders into one room so that we can further the mission forward. But I also just really want to encourage people, like you said, just to reiterate, get in the room. Get in the room. There's so much value and there's synergy when you're in the room with people who have the same mission, vision, and values. And so there's so much value in that. And just being in the room with like-minded people, our tagline is, the rooms you step into determine the leader that you become. And it's so true. I mean, scripture, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Who you hang out with is who you become. And so I know I want to become, someone like a Charisse Grell when I'm her age. I want to be more like a Traco Matthews. And so the only way you do that is by getting into proximity.
I love that.
With people.
Oh, I wish we had more time to talk on all this stuff. Is there, we got about 1 more minute left. I know, Charisse, don't make me cry. I'm like, never mind, we got to get off this topic. I love everything that City Serve is doing, and just to see these bodies in the room gives me insight of what's to come for our future. So thank you, all three of you, for bringing this, for being part of City Serve and being the lights in our community. Thank you for your time today, and I can't wait to see what comes about.
We're excited
All
for it.
right.
Can't
We're
wait.
going to be seeing you soon. We're going to go on a quick break, and we're going to have Slice of Italy bring in some pizza for us.
Awesome.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. We'll be back in a minute.
Doesn't it? I know.
News Talk 96.1 and
Thank
AM
you.
1180.
Oh, this is so exciting.
KERN.
So yeah, if you do this
Casey's
every year,
Steakhouse is the place to be this summer. Instead of hanging over a hot grill in the backyard in these 90-degree temperatures, because the temperature's about to go back up.
so I'm Casey
Where would you
Steakhouse, right down
rather
the
be
street
than on
from
F Street
from
and the
City
capable
Serve.
hands of Cassie Bill's incredible
Going
staff?
in her
And I
side
want
at first,
to try
and
to
then
do
I
this
switched
on
over.
the daily and
Yeah,
remind
my
you
mom and I
about
are
the
there, so we're there
stockyard.
all
I
the time.
found out that many of you aren't even aware that the stockyard is right next door. You can go in before or after dinner, or you can even have dinner in there. And Cassie's got a beautiful banquet room for election meetings, Christmas parties, or afternoon meetings, whatever you like.
No,
Again,
we've been
you
there
sit
since
at the bar, you've
1939.
got places to have
So
dinner,
we're a few
have one of their
generations
incredible
in.
craft
Yep, my mom
cocktails,
took
and they
over in
provide live music
2012.
Thursday,
Chef, you brought
Friday,
us all
and
kinds of
Saturday
pizza.
night. Of course, Jimmy and Bobby are providing live music in the main restaurant Tuesday
Thank you,
through
thank
Saturday.
you.
Where would you rather be than at Casey's Steakhouse, longtime sponsors of the Ralph Bailey
Very
Show?
nice to see you off the internet. I know,
Choose the
seriously,
number
in
one name in
person.
power
Yes,
with one
I know.
battery.
I see you
It's
up there all the
guaranteed
time.
comfort
I
with
love
top
it.
quality batteries for every need. Cars, scooters,
Happy
motorhomes,
birthday tomorrow,
garage
my
door
birthday
openers,
buddy.
ski fobs, golf carts,
Hi,
alarm
how are
systems,
you? I'm
wheelchairs,
Cassie.
and so much much more.
Alani,
If it
very
takes
nice
a
to meet
battery,
you.
A1 Battery has it, with multiple locations to serve you. Enjoy free
All right.
diagnostics on batteries, starters,
Bring her on
alternators,
down.
and
That's
electrical
right. If you want to
systems.
open that up,
Plus,
we've
get
got
free
a YouTube
installation
live
with
right
any
over here, so
purchase.
they
First
can
Friday
see
of
us,
each month
hear us,
is
and
free
experience
Keep On
us.
Battery Friday. Family owned and operated since 1960. A1 Battery has been providing reliable, friendly service to Kern County. Need us in a pinch? We offer emergency services to make sure you're never stranded. Tell us you heard it on the radio and get 10% off
Awesome.
your purchase. Call A1 Battery today, 589-1433 for the location nearest you, or visit online at a1batterycompany.com. A1 Battery, powering your world, one battery at a time.
A couple years ago, I was in the
Mandalore, I've
bathroom
heard
at
of
the
it.
airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart.
Oh, very
I was
cool.
multitasking when I should have been
love
focused on the
it.
job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According
You
to
went on and
Google,
interviewed
7
a little
million
bit
other
on.
multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder
Oh,
that
yeah,
right
yeah,
now
yeah.
you can
They
get
read
yourself a new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll
Very
last
cool. And
all
when's the
day,
Comic-Con?
along with unlimited talk,
This
text, and
weekend.
data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words,
Yeah.
it's tough and
We'll
smart.
definitely talk about that. I
Something to
know.
think about next
Dignity,
time you're
Bravo,
multitasking
mechanics. I
isn't
can't even keep
necessary.
up anymore.
Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mike Rowe to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250.
you talk
Say Mike
into the
Rowe to switch
microphone.
to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually
I'm sorry,
stands for
honey. Give me one
something.
more time.
Pure
The
Talk.
Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays
Leilani.
noon
I
to
am
2
horrible
on
with names.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Welcome back to the Ralph Bailey Show. You are listening to Kern Radio 96.1 FM, 1180 AM. My name is Cassie Bittle, and I've got just a little bit of time left here. Made it almost the full 3 hours, and I waited to the last part on. So welcome with my guests. I've got Chef Danny, but not the Chef Danny you're thinking of. This is Chef Danny from Slice of Italy there on F Street. Welcome to the show, Chef Danny.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And he brought his friend on, Leilani. Hi, Leilani. How are you?
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. So one thing I've learned about Chef Danny through the years is he loves all things comics, everything movie, anything that has to do with action. He is in on it. So the one thing we bonded over this last year and the year before was Halloween and being able to decorate our restaurants up and really make them somewhere cool for people to come in and experience what would be Comic-Con. But you're telling me that this weekend at the Dignity Health Arena, we're going to be having a Comic-Con?
Yes, it's a Bakersfield Collector Con. It's their 11th year. We will be there Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 5. You have myself from Star Wars. I'm Tika the Jawa on Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jawa on Mandalorian, and Book of Boba Fett. Also, you have Jeepers Creepers. You see J.S. Gilbert, who is from
Twisted Metal.
and you have Dragon Ball Z actor Mark Britton. You have Johnny Bravo, and this is the first time ever reunion of Cuphead and Mugman. They never done a show together, and now they will. And I know there's a lot of Bakersfield fans of Cuphead and Mugman.
I'll be honest, the most I know about comics is The Big Bang Theory, but that was one of my favorite parts was them going to these shows. So I
Yes.
have an idea of what they're like, and they
Yes.
look like so much fun.
Yes.
So if you are a fan of anything that has to do with comics or movies, get down to the Dignity Health Arena this weekend. You're going to be able to meet some of the stars. I'm excited to have one in studio as well. I have
Yes.
seen Star Wars, so I do know that one. And it's just a great opportunity to get your kids out too. If you're looking for something to do before school starts, get out and experience something. Get them out in the public and enjoy an afternoon of collector's items and good people that all share a common interest. So even if you're not a huge fan, maybe you might be.
Oh, yes. And there's going to be a lot of vendors too. And thanks to Chef Danny right here, he is sponsoring some of the food for the celebrities. So we're very appreciative of him. And then also Butcher Shop. They're going to do the breakfast for the celebrities. So, yes. I love it. Everybody's coming together to help me and also Downtown Toys and Comics.
Yeah, and it really brings something fun for our community to
Yes.
experience. So thank you for your efforts in making sure that this stays alive after 11 years. That's pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Well, since we brought up food, Chef Danny brought us in some pizzas. So for those of you that don't know, Slice of Italy is our neighbor and one of our best friends. Just all around good people. Slice of Italy is located at
2543 F Street.
And Danny, what are your hours?
My hours are from Sunday through Thursday from 11 to 10 p.m. and Fridays and Saturday from 11 to 11.
Now, one of my favorite things about Slice of Italy is the wide array of different pizzas they have. You can get everything from a chili verde pizza that has this spicy, delicious chili verde on top with cheese, and on the bread, you wouldn't think it goes together, but it is so good. And then you also have a Middle Eastern themed one as well, the buttered chicken on the top. What is that one?
Yes, that is the Tiki Marsala.
Oh my goodness, that one is so good. The pastrami.
Pastrami.
So the pastrami
Amazing.
comes
out
with
of this world.
And it comes with pastrami, pickles,
Banana
onions,
peppers, onions, olives.
and then a drizzle of mustard.
Yes.
So everybody can have a pepperoni pizza. Everybody has a combination pizza. But if you're looking for something unique, Slice of Italy definitely has a menu for all taste buds. Not only do they have great pizzas, they have wonderful pastas. Their chicken Alfredo is really good. They feed us every Saturday. My mom would starve if it wasn't for Slice of Italy on Saturdays. And they also have chicken and wings. So if you're looking for somewhere this weekend to take your kids after you go to the collectors at the Dignity Health, get on down to Slice of Italy and try out some of their pizzas, because Chris, JR, and I are going to be enjoying the rest of these here in studio. Thank you so much for putting up with me today. My name is Cassie Bittle, and you were listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Have a great week, everyone.
Now all the guys are gonna be like,
This is AM 1180 KERN.
They're like, where did you have the
This
pizza
is
here
96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
thank you,
Breaking
everybody.
news this hour from
Signing
Town
out.
Hall. WJCL, the injured soldiers are stable and
I'm showing you the
expected to
pizzas from
recover.
Slice of Italy.
Speaking with reporters, President Trump was asked about a potential meeting between Vladimir
Look at
Putin
that
and Volodymyr
chicken and
Zelensky.
potato
Well,
wedges.
there's
If you're hungry and need to
very
feed
good
some
prospect that they
kids,
will.
they're on
And
DoorDash,
we haven't
Uber
determined
Eats.
where, but we had
You
some
can
very
call
good
it in
talks
for
with
delivery.
President Putin today.
Does everybody know?
And there's a very good chance that we could be ending,
Yeah.
ending the round, ending the end of
We'll
that
take
road.
one.
That road was long and continues to be long, but there's a good chance
I
that
turned
there
it
will
back
be
on.
a meeting very soon.
The Russian
Want me to
president
put it
offered
in
U.S.
the
envoy
break room?
Steve